Welcome everyone to episode 3 of the Glitch Museum. I'm Jack with, of course, as always,
Fred.
Fred. And
Fred.
today,
Fruity Fred.
Fruity Fred, Fred War 2012. And today we are going to be discussing probably what at one point in time one of my favorite franchises, the late, the great, the amazing Gears of War. So I guess we could start off real simple and just say, Fred, you love Gears of War, right?
I would say yes, very much so. I could even say I'm in love with Gears of War.
Yeah, I could say that I considered leaving my family behind to be in a relationship with Gears of War. That I would,
Uh,
like my wife caught me in Gears of War kissing, but she didn't want to say
yeah.
anything about it. And even though she
I,
knew, she let the marriage continue, even though she knew exactly what I was doing. I wasn't going fishing with Gears of War, you know?
yeah.
Um,
Like first there was Gears 1 that
mhm,
gave you the Lancer and all its glory with the chainsaw
mhm,
bayonet.
mhm.
Then Gears 2 got to put down Dom's wife like a lame
Yeah,
horse.
that was the best part of that was really honestly the most fun part of that
That's the one
game.
part that I remember from Gears 2, nothing
It
else.
was the one part that I mean, I was like, wow, it's like finally a woman in Gears of War doing something useful.
Ah, shit. So much for character development.
Oh well, there goes the character development. It's all over the floor.
And then
Um,
the most wonderful, perfect boiling down of all the
three,
concepts that came before.
and
And there
then
was
of
a
course
transition.
you have Judgment, which was sort of the redheaded
Yeah.
stepchild. Gears of War Judgment really was the redheaded stepchild of the originals. But before we get off
I
on
mean,
track
it's still
here,
technically Gears, though.
yeah, yeah, no, I
Just
mean
with a
it's very much
with an
just
even worse story.
Gears of War Judgment is like the Star Wars prequels as compared to the Disney sequels. At first, we fucking hated them, but then once the Disney sequels for Star Wars came out, we were like, you know what? The prequels weren't so bad, and that's how I feel about Judgment. It was like, wow, we actually had it a lot better than we realized. But let's try to keep it somewhat cohesive. We're still trying to figure out our format, so
Yeah.
allow us to work through it. So let's go back to the beginning. What we do here is go back. Gears of War 1. So what was your first experience with Gears of War 1 specifically? Like did you
Specifically one, I remember. Oh man, I remember getting my hands on that game at a cousin's house and like just thinking it was the coolest thing in the world because it was probably one of the most gory games at the time. Period.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
It definitely had. I mean, I remember I knew about Gears of War before it ever came out. I remember seeing E3 trailers for it, and the Mad World trailer for the original Gears of War really painted this super grim, dark survival horror military. And while the game came out, it wasn't nearly as dark as what the original like trailers advertised it to be. It was still really, really good. Um,
Yeah.
I I think I mean, when I remember playing Gears of War 1, I did the tutorial because in the beginning, Marcus is in the prison. Dom comes in. It's like, well, we can go straight to the action, or we can do a tutorial. And I remember doing the tutorial because I had no idea how to fucking play the game. It's so funny now
Oh
thinking
yeah.
about it. But when they give you the hammer burst, which is the first weapon they give you, actually, contrary to popular opinion, you actually don't get the Lancer until the second level. But
Yeah. You get it off of the chopper ride.
but in the first level, I remember there's a part where Dominic is like, shoot that switch so we can open a door. And I aimed that hammer burst and I pulled the trigger. And it was the first time in a video game where I had ever really felt like, whoa, like this is a fucking gun. Like
Yeah,
I am gonna
like the guns
fucking
in
yeah.
like Gears like have always been like super chunky. Like one
In the first
especially,
game,
they have a base to them.
Especially in the first game. Like, I feel like the guns were heavier in Gears of War One than they, especially the Lancer. Like, it was so loud. Like,
Oh yeah.
um,
Plus, like the fucking the Nasher, like
yeah, all the guns, all of the guns in the first Gears of War. I don't think there's a single gun in that game that wasn't really fucking cool, and there weren't really a lot of guns either.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
People
like what?
forget
Like,
that
like
about the first game. You
what?
didn't have like fucking mulchers or grinders in the first game. I don't think.
No. You had a it was like torque bow, long shot, boom shot. That was about it. Bolt talk. Like, really,
Yeah.
there wasn't a ton of variety, but it was that what they had offered was so substantial that you didn't need a ton of variety. And
Well, it's like like the dopamine hit you get alone from pegging somebody in the fucking face with a bullet and just hearing the like a
yeah,
fresh watermelon.
what's so funny is I think with the original headshot noise in Gears of War One, the sound designers, like, dude, they worked tirelessly. And I think one of the things
They
they
were
did,
leaning over different fruits and smashing them
no,
with different things, just like
one of the things they did to get the noise was they took a clay pot and they dropped it off of a ceiling and let the clay pot smash against the ground. That's how you get that sound of the skull bursting. It's an actual clay
yeah,
pot being dropped from a roof. And I'm like, that's so, like, I think it's like 16 different noises all put into one noise. And I mean, they really
yeah.
killed it.
It's an incredible thing that they managed to do with sound design, like alone in that game.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think a lot of games back then had really interesting sound design. Like Gears of War and Fable 2 are both came out around the same time, and they had because for a long time video games just use stock sound effects. Like, I mean, you ever play Morrowind?
Oh yeah.
Like, that game has like stock sound effects you would hear in like a fucking Bakshi movie from the 1980s. Like, that you would literally hear like the Wilhelm scream, and like
Yeah.
you would hear door opening sound effect number one. Yeah, it was yeah. Okay, so Gears of War One, uh, really great. I really think that the campaign is awesome. I guess we will have to kind of I'm gonna broach what I consider to be, like, I guess, Gears of War's big problem. The first one, at
Oh.
least, it does have a bit of a problem, and that is that they didn't really know what they were doing with the story. I feel like they had
Yeah.
a really solid concept, but they didn't know what they were doing with the story.
Well,
You
it's
know?
like the big bad guy, like General Rom. You see him like at 2 points in the fucking game.
Yeah, he walks out and
That's when he's introduced, and that's when you kill him.
I think you see him at one other point where he shoots a gear, like he's listening to a gear over the radio, right?
Uh huh.
Like, because like I thought Marcus was like, Alpha Team, do you read us? Do you read? And then it shows like Rom listening through the microphone of another gear soldier before shooting him. I think so. The issue I had with Rom, especially in the original, now in the remake, they totally redid the cutscene and they made it very obvious that Rom was an actual character. But in the original game, I thought Rom was just some guy. Like, I didn't know he was the leader.
Like a super enemy.
I thought he was just, it's, a locust that killed that Asian guy. I didn't realize Rom was the main bad guy until you were fighting him at the very end of the game.
Well, I mean, they introduce you with all those like really choppy,
Yeah,
early 2000s like grunge music video effects where it just flashes red and goes real slow.
Gears of War 1 had some pretty abysmal cutscenes for sure.
Yeah.
That cutscene where Kim gets killed by Rom, they completely redid that cutscene in the remake.
In the original, like fucking Conch is standing in the middle of the street like a dick shooting at Locust, and Rom just walks up and stabs him. At least in the remake, Rom grabs the chainsaw bayonet and it stops, and you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. Yeah, I really like Gears of War 1. I think the story is weak. Like, I didn't quite, the whole entire thing with the, oh, we need to get the resonator, and then Carmine finds this piece of technology, and they're like, is that the resonator? And he's like, nah, it's just something else, I guess. And he throws it
Yeah.
down the hole. Remember after it's like, oh, um, I really like how dark the game's story was, though. I like how
Oh yeah.
as you
People
played.
die fucking rough in those games.
Well, that, and you kind of realize they intimate in the first game that the Gears aren't necessarily the good guys. Like, I always kind of got the idea that it's like the Gears were, and this is going to sound really like weird of me to say this, but the Gears, like Dom and Marcus and Baird, and it's like they're almost like Luftwaffe SS, and people don't like them because they're a part of this like totalitarian military regime.
Well,
Like when you
yeah,
meet
because
this
they were part of the
Brandon,
regime that was trying to quash a rebellion,
yeah,
and then Emergence Day happened, and
yeah,
all of a sudden that whole like Crescent insurgencies like became kind of faux pas.
yeah. It's so because there's multiple parts of the game, at least two, where I love that we're skipping ahead in the game a little bit. When you get to the factory, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, you're here to save me," and they're like, "No, like fuck off, we're not here to save you." And he's like, "You
Yeah,
fucking geared
we
and
got
knew
a
it."
job to do, and you're gonna help us whether you like it or not.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like,
And
"I
then that
fucking
guy
knew
gets
it."
eviscerated.
I will say, uh, I think I really prefer the original Gears. I think that the remake spoils the best part of the first game. Um, which I mean, you can agree or disagree, but have you played through the Gears remake?
No, I actually don't own
So
the remake. Ironically,
my
that's one of the only games besides five that I don't own.
I really I remember playing it, and it's literally there's not it's not really that special. It's Gears of War 1 with better graphics.
Yeah, better
That's
graphics and a couple of things they added in.
like they added the Lost Brumac level, which is so funny. I guess we should talk about that. So a lot of people forget in the original Gears of War game, they touted the Brumac through the entire game, and then you actually never ended up fighting one.
Yeah.
And I guess it was because the Xbox 360 technology at the time, they couldn't figure out how to get the Brumac fight to run appropriately.
Yeah,
So
like honestly, like getting the Corpser like fight like in the game was a feat in itself.
it's so funny that the Corpser fight was something that was so fucking cool back in the day, but I recently went
But
back and
yeah, now you just like if you know what you're
it's
doing,
so
you can kill
easy.
him in 5 seconds.
No, I mean, I'm serious. You can clear that boss fight in like a couple of minutes. It's really not
Oh no,
difficult
yeah,
at
if you're
all.
playing with a buddy and both of you like got like the super ammo from like the active
Or just a
reload.
bull talk. You just get a bull talk and you walk to the side and you shoot it in the belly. And like I remember being stuck on that when I was a kid. The Corpser fight. I remember like being like, "Whoa, this is a really crazy fight." And then once you know the trick, it's really simple. I will say, the issue I had with the remake was, and maybe I'm wrong here, but a big complaint about the original game was the final boss fight against General Rom is too easy. I accidentally beat him without even realizing I had beat him.
Really,
Um,
I actually had a lot of trouble with ROM.
I remember always having like it's like you just get some torque bows and you and your buddy time out your torque bows and you can. But in the remake, I feel like they beefed that fight up because I could not fucking beat him at the end of the game. Like I'm telling you, maybe it was just me. Maybe I was too drunk at the time to be good at it. But I remember getting fucking stonewalled, and I was like, it feels like they made this harder, or maybe I just had insane skills back when I was young. Yeah, I
Maybe
love,
it's like that
I love.
story. Like, isn't there like a story that Red Letter Media like told about like the Legend of Zelda?
What are you talking about?
Like
Elaborate.
Majora's Mask, the fucking Goron race being a pain in the ass, but he got the 3DS
Oh
version. It's
yeah,
super
I can't
easy.
remember. I can't remember if that was Red Letter Media or if it was. I think I may have read. I don't think it was Red Letter Media. I think it may have been in Game Informer years
Oh,
ago. They had printed how this guy. He had finally gotten. He had played The Legend of Zelda, the originals. Majora's Mask. What was the other one? Ocarina of Time. Um,
oh yeah.
there's a race, the Goron race, or some kind of race, and he talked about how he would rack his brain for hours, and his son got the remake on the 3DS, and he's like, "Oh man, you're at the fucking Goron Valley. I have fun with this shit." And then his son beat it on the first try, and he was like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?" Like he was pissed off because they had. It was like he had assumed that his son would get stuck just like he did and have to suffer, and then yeah, they fixed the controls. It's the same issue you had. You actually had one of those moments with me, Fred.
Oh yeah.
Remember when I was playing Silent Hill 2 remake, and I got to the hallway where Pyramid Head chases you, and I beat it within 30 seconds, and it's supposed
Oh,
to be like,
you're not talking about Silent Hill 2 remake. You're talking about that HD collection.
oh my bad, HD collection. Yeah, but
there's a difference.
they put in 3D controls for that scene, so I was able to run through it with absolutely no issue. I don't even think I saw Pyramid Head behind me the entire time. It was that
Yeah.
quick, and it's funny
That's
because
funny
that's
because
like,
I actually got to that part like last Saturday, like last time I streamed. I fucking
did
had
you
a
beat
panic
it?
attack because I realized what fucking part I was in. I was just like, I
Oh
know this
yeah.
part. I know this part. I know this
Oh
part.
yeah, no,
Start
it's
running.
fucking horrifying. But with the
Well,
3D
it's
controls,
like my heart rate starts to shoot up because I know what section I'm in, and then those fucking cunts over at Konami, they purposely put a chain link fence so when you round the corner you can see Pyramid Head right up behind Maria.
oh my
It's so
god,
fucked up.
it's so scary.
Yeah, but let's not get off track here.
Yeah, okay. So Gears of War 1. The one thing that I think the remake really, or the re HD remaster or whatever, what I think they fucked it up on is there's a level where you go to a factory and then you're stalked by wretches through the beginning, and you can tell there's something kind of weird. You can tell there's something weird with the wretches, but you don't know what it is. And then they finally ambush you, and they're lambent. They're lambent wretches, and it comes as a huge surprise. You're like, "Whoa, lambent wretches! Like, what the fuck?" And
What the fuck is this?
but in the remaster, in the opening cutscene where you're driving in the rain, they show lambent fucking wretches in the cutscene, and they very obviously spoil them before you. Yeah, they fucking totally spoiled it.
Hey,
It's
you
like,
remember
oh,
this? Yeah, why'd you change it? It was
why?
fine.
Why did you make it to where the big thing that was supposed to be a surprise is now spoiled in the beginning? Well, I guess we know what's stalking us. It's really lame. I guess they were just like, oh, well, we want to show you how good we are at making cutscenes. Yeah, by spoiling the big horror surprise.
Well, that's what happens when you get the instant gratification crowd.
Yeah, it's like they're like, oh, I remember. Okay, so wait, are you having a technical issue?
Nah. The fucking, for whatever reason, the video.
Oh.
Whoops. Yeah, I didn't know the video was already going to be over.
Oh, okay. Is it good? Do you need a pause? Do we need a pause and wait for you?
Yeah, I got the next video loaded up. You're good.
Okay, good. So Gears of War 1, I love it. I thought it was great. What do you love about Gears of War 1? Let's go over some things you love.
Like fucked everything is because like out of all the games, like Gears of War 1 has the least amount of levity in it.
Yeah,
and like straight up, it's punctuated when it's Anthony Carmine, right, in the first game.
No, it's Benjamin.
No, Benjamin's in the second game because B.
I think that's backwards. I thought Benjamin was in the first. Anthony was in the second. Sure? I'm pretty sure, but maybe I'm pretty sure.
Ben Carmine all the time and too.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it doesn't matter. Carmine is Carmine.
So it's Anthony, Benjamin, Clayton. But like, just to get back on track, like pretty much from the punctuation, like of like Anthony getting his fucking head blown off, like
Mm.
to the rest of the game. Oh, like just everything's screwed. Nothing of what you're doing is working, and you just got to keep going.
Um, okay, so how did the depiction of the Locust Horde establish the tone of the series for you?
It's just like I don't know, like send any absolute violent race of monsters after you. Like the reason why they're so like iconic is because they're so unabashedly fucking evil.
Yeah,
Like
they
you can
really
just tell
are.
this thing is just born to just eat shit and fucking breathe death.
That was back in the day when they weren't afraid to establish that no, this is good, this is bad. Right. Like I know we talked about like the moral grayness of the gears because of the politics of Sarah, that's the planet they're on, but the Locust
Yeah.
were they are the bad guy. Like
Oh yeah.
it doesn't matter where you're
Absolutely.
from. It doesn't matter what ethnicity or what government you're a part of because they imply that in Gears all of the governments actually finally met peace after Emergence Day. That's what finally got humans to start working together was having a common threat. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Does the game's focus on Marcus Phoenix as a stoic hero limit the narrative depth of the player and empathy from other characters?
I don't think that's true. Is that a Chat
Um,
GPT question?
yeah, it's a ChatGPT question. I think
I don't think any character draws too much of the spotlight away. It's almost like an ensemble anyway. Just
Gears of
Marcus
War.
happens to be the center because he's the main player character.
I will say I think that there is a bit of like motivation confusion in Gears of War 1 because I guess the one thing I kind of didn't like about the story was everyone fucking hates Marcus, but they don't really tell you why he's in
Well,
jail.
it's like everyone hates Marcus except for maybe like Dom, Baird, and Cole.
And then
Because
Anya.
like when you meet them, they're all pretty cordial towards you, but everybody else is like either he's a hero or he's a big piece of shit.
And they don't even tell you what you did that got you landed in prison. And I don't even understand how the prison thing works, considering that it's fucking the apocalypse. You think you would free they imply that, like,
Well,
you know,
desertion is a capital offense.
is that what he did? Was he the deserter?
Yeah, he deserted to go try and save his father, who ended
Oh,
up getting killed slash kidnapped anyway.
um,
Because they explained
I
that at the
think,
beginning of 3. Like, they hint at it in 1 and 2, but in 3, they're just like, yeah, Marcus ran off to save his dad.
I know that in Gears of War 1, you find, in the very beginning of the game, you'll find these really, like, horribly mutilated corpses hanging from the chains. And
Yeah.
Dom is like, "What the fuck were they doing in this prison?" And Marcus is like, "You don't want to know."
Yeah.
And that kind of like I always kind of thought like, "Whoa, that's a little fucked up." It's like it's like who's
But
the
yeah, like
monsters?
they're essentially like just intonating that like Marcus got sent to Dachau.
Yeah, like that the humans are still just as capable of cruelty as the Locust are in a way. It almost feels like
Yeah.
a double negative, kind of like why would Marcus fight for these people? You know?
Mm.
It's like he's literally was in a concentration camp essentially, and then the SS were like, "Actually, we're hiring you again." You know,
You
um,
got one last job.
I didn't really understand the light mass bomb and that stuff. Like all of that really confused me.
Well, to be fair, like Gears 1, the story is vague at best. Like you
Super
know you're
vague.
going from place to place to do stuff, but it's almost like to get you from one set piece to the next. At least in 2, they kind of tied the set pieces together more like cohesively. Like things just made more sense in 2.
Yeah, I felt like one had. I really liked the way that the game, like you felt like you were on a journey, like you really did feel like you were going from one place to another, and that time was lapsing. Like I love
Yeah.
how you fight all
Well, it's like it
day.
goes from day to night like 3 different
Mhm.
times in the game, right?
I remember two specifically or something. I don't know. I remember that there's a part where you're literally fighting for all day, and then it's becoming sundown, and then they imply that the corpser from the beginning of the game is chasing you all the way to the factory at the end, I guess, which is, interesting.
Yeah.
I think the cutscene is weird though, how in the beginning of the game they show the corpser yell at the helicopter and then it just cuts to them flying away.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's like totally nothing to see here.
Okay, I guess we're not fighting the big giant spider monster.
Wow, I'm surprised we made it.
Yeah. Oh man, that would have been really cool if we had actually fought that thing.
Imagine if we shot at it. That would have been sick.
What are your favorite moments of the first Gears game?
The wretch part is pretty much a highlight.
That whole level is
fun.
Like the part
when Baird and Cole are stuck in the fucking sewers and
I was
Baird's
just
bitching
about
up
to
a
say,
store.
dude, that part is. I remember when I first heard that the line read is so. Oh yeah, it's a fucking party down here, buddy. It's like, dude, it's so funny.
How about you come join us?
Oh yeah, it's a fucking party down. Come on, man. A little bit of this stuff is good for your immune system. Like that whole. That's where I really think the game caught its stride. And
well,
I love that they.
Once you got like a bunch of dude bros in a room just riffing off of each other, it became magic.
I really didn't expect the game to be like that when I first played it. It was really the first game where I felt like, oh wow, yeah, these guys are like, we're like bros, we're fucking.
Yeah,
cool
there's
dudes.
like camaraderie, like we're fucking with each other, but it's all in good fun because we know the situation is fun.
Let's not get into this too much, but remember they set up some character stuff, so. Coltrane is a wild man, but he's a straight-laced soldier when he needs to be. Baird is a soldier, but he's a little bit more with it with the streets. He knows people. He's got something he's looking after.
He's
or not
snide,
Dom
and he
does
also
that.
has a superiority complex.
No, I'm talking about Dom. That's who does he's with the. But Baird fixes a car. I'm sure there'll be nothing about Baird being able to fix a car. I'm sure that's not going to have anything to do with the rest of the series. I mean, it's a pretty simple character dynamic. He was able to fix a carburetor. Not a huge deal. I'm sure that won't come back later in the series, and they'll flanderize Baird and make that his entire identity. I'm sure that's not going to happen. So let's just move on. Okay, what is the worst part of Gears of War 1? If you had to pick a part of the game where you're like, yeah, I objectively thought that was pretty bad.
Honestly, I fucking hate the ROM boss fight.
Yeah, it's either too easy or too hard. It's like they could not get it working the way they want. I think also the part of the game...
Plus it's a fucking uphill battle on, like, single player anyway.
Yeah, the part of the game where you have to drive and use the light to shine on the krill.
The freaking krill. Well, that part's, like... That part's relatively fucking easy,
but as a kid,
you just have to drive slow.
As a kid, I didn't understand 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I didn't understand what that meant. Like, I didn't know when the character went 6 o'clock. I'm like, what? And then I die, and I didn't realize he was talking about, it's like, yeah, it's like I didn't understand what he meant. Like, I had no idea what military stuff was. Like, I think that the driving section in Gears of War 1 was definitely its weakest part, and the ROM boss fight sucked.
Yeah.
The remaster, I kind of liked the Brumac section, but you can definitely tell that that's something they made after the game had already, like...
they basically took, like, an asset from 2 and dropped it into 1.
Well, I feel like if you play that mission, too, I feel like you kill more Locust grunts in that mission than any other mission in the game. I mean, it feels like filler. I mean, there are sections where you have to fight dozens of fucking locusts, and normally you fight 4 or 5 here, maybe an emergence there, an emergence here, but in that level in particular, you fight a lot of fucking locusts, and it almost feels like too much. Like, it feels like a filler level. Like, they hadn't quite gotten it working, and then by the time they got it working, it's sort of asymmetrical based towards the rest of the game. but I think the boss fight in itself is cool because they do just let you off in a big arena with that fucking thing, and they expect you to fight it 1v1. It's actually kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
it's like go to town.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, is there any other closing thoughts? Oh, yeah. My bad. I forgot. We have some questions to ask.
Oh God, yeah,
Oh God.
the other ones
Here
you generated.
here we go. Okay. um. Okay. Gears of War 1, Woke Emergence Day. Was Marcus Phoenix real crime, not disobeying orders, but committing microaggressions against the Locust?
Yeah, yes, of course that was true crime.
I think it was microaggressions. I feel like he was unfair
You
to the
see,
Locust.
these violent murder monsters wouldn't be so violent or murder
Okay,
monstery if
calling that's a stereotype. I just got to say that right now. Murder monsters. Come on, man.
Okay, fine,
Come
murder
on.
individuals.
Murder. There we go. Just because they're murdering doesn't mean they're monster. I mean, they might look like monsters, but that's just because they're not like us. It doesn't mean they're a monster just because they.
I mean, but the jagged crocodile teeth and the scales, they're
Plenty of good
a bit
people.
monstrous.
There are plenty of good people with jagged crocodile teeth and fucking fish scale. Look at Killer Croc from Batman.
He's
Wait,
a villain.
no, hold on. One time he tried to help a seal kid who was in a circus.
Yeah, but what did he do afterwards?
He betrayed them and tried to kill Batman. Um,
You're proving my point.
okay. Well, let's move on to the second question. Okay. If Gears of War 1 dropped today, would the Lancer chainsaw be replaced with the conflict resolution attachment?
I mean, if that's a bigger chainsaw, I guess.
I think it would be. I guess they just don't like using the term chainsaw because it's triggering for people.
Yeah. Plus,
Okay.
chainsaw, skin your ass raw, kind of violent. We still want violence, but we want it less obvious.
Yeah, we want to, obviously. Okay, so third is calling the locust grubs considered hate speech in locust culture?
Are they people? I didn't really think that the locusts were.
I mean, they have clothing and stuff.
I mean, they all wear pants. And then
Some of them wear shirts.
Piece.
They have boots. I'd like to know who designs the boots in locust culture.
I can dress up my dog in a set of boots and pants, and that doesn't make him any more human.
Well, okay. Okay, that question started. Okay, there's another question.
Why are all the cops?
I'm a what?
A grubber.
A grubber lover?
Yeah. Fucking turncoat.
That reminds me of like my favorite thing with like the Gears of War wiki. When the game originally came out, they were just like, yeah, it's obvious that the way the locust reproduce is by chaining down the berserker and raping her. And I'm like, what? Oh, I don't know if the locust raped the berserker. I don't know if they ever.
I could see it as a possibility, but was that in one of the art books? I don't fucking remember.
It's just funny how in the Gears wiki back in the day, they're like, yeah, they chain her down and rape her. I'm like, okay, I don't like.
I mean, edgy, grimdark. Let's go the extra mile. Why not?
Yeah, why not? They fucking reproduce through rape, so I guess they really are monsters.
With a giant creature that is just built to eviscerate.
And our last question for Gears of War, the original. Why are all the COG soldiers built like refrigerators, but also emotionally locked like refrigerators?
You lock your refrigerator?
It seals with like a vacuum seal. It's like when you open a freezer. It's like when you open a freezer and you're like, oh, I got my thing. And then you close it and you're like, fuck, I needed something else out of there. And you try to open it, but it won't,
I mean, I guess Carmine's head exploding did remind me of that one time I dropped a Klondike bar on the floor.
I guess when Kim was stabbed through the gut by the giant monster mash.
I mean, he showed some emotion there, mostly horror, but still emotion.
Pain, a lot of agony.
Pain, anguish.
I guess Marcus seemed kind
shock,
Marcus seemed more pissed off by that than usual. I mean, he looked even more angry.
Yeah, I love it. It does like the dramatic zoom in on Marcus's face, and all he's doing is like gritting his teeth, like just staring.
I'm even more angry now than I was before.
I could have stopped this.
And then isn't the cat? Isn't like one of the guys like, congratulations, soldier, you've just been promoted to cat. It's like nice.
I think it's either like Baird or like that one sergeant dude over the phone. Who goes from like straight up hating your guts to being like, you're all right, Marcus Phoenix, even though you're a deserting traitor.
And then the last thing I'll say about Gears of War 1, I loved how there's a part where the characters had a friend called Rojas. And they're like, oh, I hope Rojas is okay. His little boy just turned 2. And then you find Rojas. And he's super. But what I love is they gave him a unique character model with like his own unique looking haircut. So he looked like he could have been one of the boys. And honestly, after Kim and Rojas and Carmine die, you're not sure if Barrett or Cole are going to make it. You know, you really don't know.
Oh, yeah, like once you get your like, once you get like your fucking your team, your squad, like you're straight up going through the game, just like, okay, I know anybody with a helmet can die off pretty brutally.
Kim died.
What about these other guys?
Yeah, you really don't know if Cole and Barrett are going to make it. Like you know. Okay, so
by the second game, like you're like, okay.
That's where we're gonna transition. Okay, we're gonna transition just like Cosmo. Okay, Gears of War 2. Dun, 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 dun. Gears of War 2. Dun, 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 dun. What's your opinion on Gears 2?
Overall improvement on the first game. It's greatest of all time for a reason. That's for sure.
I would say one of my favorite quotes from one of the developers of Gears of War 2 is how he had talked about how he was disappointed with the first game because the Horde was called the Horde, the Locust Horde. And he had felt like because of the limitations of the game that they were like, it's not really a Locust Horde, it's a Locust Entourage. Yeah. Whereas now it's the Locust Horde, and they really hammered that home with the first Gears game. Like, I mean, they really wanted you to know it's like, no, there are more of them than you by like a fucking lot. Oh shit! You know, one thing we totally skipped over talking about the first Gears. Do you want to go back to it?
We can brush on it real quick.
Okay, we're back to Gears 1. Multiplayer, competitive multiplayer. That was one of the first and last games I ever played competitively. Online.
Yeah, like people would play like Gears and like Halo in equal measure.
Gears 1 had like when that game first came out, and this is gonna sound fucking crazy, but people actually used their voices to chat. And what I loved is in Warzone, when you died, you were dead until the match was over. And I remember one of my first experiences on Gears of War was I was playing a game of Warzone, and I was real nervous. And I remember this guy's like, stay with me. Don't worry. I know what to do. And I'm like, all right, like this guy's my savior. And he's like, yeah, come here, get my back. And I remember like getting into cover with him, and we're sitting there and we're talking about strategy, which is something you would actually do in games back in the day. And he was like, all right, what I want you to do is stick on my flank. So I'm going to go up here. And then I saw his head explode and his microphone cut out mid-sentence. And I was just like covered in my commanding officer's blood. I was like, oh God. Like, yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah, no, I really thought that game was fun online. And then eventually people started cheesing and they started doing this glitch called crab walking, where you could do a roadie run while holding a shotgun and you could just destroy everybody and they couldn't kill you. It was really annoying.
Yeah.
And then my most awkward moment I ever had in Gears was I remember joining a game and I was playing as Baird, and I joined a game where every single person on my team was playing as Coltrane, and they were all black dudes. They were all black guys. They were just like, hey, man, what up? Yo, what up, man? Yo, what up, man? I'm like, oh, fuck. Like I was like, hey, guys. Care like play Gears with you? Like, I felt like such a fucking homo. Oh my! And I remember I was so cringy about Gears of War. Oh my god! You want to know the cringiest shit I used to say about Gears One?
Oh, what?
I'm talking, dude. This is like serious. Like you are such a fucking geek. I used to
Well,
be like,
I'll just take into account that you're probably like fucking
I was like 15. I was
like
like
10,
15.
15.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, dude. Baird reminds me of Adam Sessler. I used to be like,
Ah,
Baird's like Adam Sessler, bro. I love him. He's
puts a
so
bad
cool.
taste in my mouth.
Dude, I know. It's so funny to think. Like, I used to be a huge fucking Sess head, bro. I used to think Adam
Oh
Sessler was
god.
fucking so cool. I did. I was like, Adam Sessler, I want to grow up to be Adam Sessler. Well, guess what? I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Adam Sessler, where's he? Trying to sell fucking NFTs or some shit.
geez. Now it's Kevin Pereira. I'm going to sleep fine tonight. It said like a man who's not going to sleep. Said like a man who is not going to sleep fine tonight. Yeah, I remember. I
Oh,
my disillusionment with Adam Sessler was when he had this YouTube channel called Rev 3 Games, which was this really pretentious channel where they were talking about the stories and video games. And I remember they made this story where they were just gushing over how good BioShock Infinite's story was, and I was like,
it's
BioShock
meh.
Infinite, it fucking sucked. But according to Adam Sessler, no,
Literally
no,
nothing in the story like makes sense the moment you think about it.
dude, they were trying to sit there and like, I remember people were desperate for games to have good story. Like they were like, no, no, we're not games, we're artwork. And
Well, it's like games can have good stories, but you want to know like the problem is like when you're trying to make a good story for a video game instead of just trying to make a good video game, things start to go a little pear shaped.
that's why Gears of War, back on topic, is the best
Yeah.
because its story might be a little confusing, but it doesn't matter if the story is confusing when the gameplay makes up for all the fucking lack in story. So,
Well, not to mention, like,
um,
once you get the two, like, they have, like, a lot of the kinks ironed out, and they know
yeah.
what story they're trying to
And,
tell.
and they also give you immediately what you didn't get in Gears of War 1, they give you it right off the bat in 2. So, for
Oh, yeah.
one, they updated the guns and gave the guns reticules. Like the Lancer actually has a reticule in 2.
Yeah.
Another thing they did was they changed the hammer burst and they made it like they changed the model and they made it more of like a sharpshooter gun. Also, if you remember in the first level, don't you like right off the bat kill 2 Brumacs? I thought they had 2 Brumacs go up
In
when
the
you fucking
first,
yeah, like right out of
the
you get
first level is when you're riding on the,
no no
yeah, the
no
first
you're in
level's
the
in the town, and
you're in
then
the
the second
hospital.
level when you're riding on the giant, like, half-track things.
Yeah, yeah, you kill Brumacs in that, but I'm pretty sure in the first one, when you leave the hospital, they're Brumacs, and you have to kill them both, and they're immediately like, "Yeah, see, you're gonna kill
Oh,
Brumacs in this
I didn't
fucking
remember
game."
killing, like, Brumax in the first level.
I'm pretty sure you shoot one with like a turret when you get out of the hospital.
Hmm.
Like because they wanted to like show you that no, like this isn't like Gears of War 1. There's more. You know, it's like this is the
Yeah.
Locust Horde. This is the Broom. Like you know,
Well, it's like plus like they instantly give you that image when you're riding on the giant like like treaded vehicles, like the giant troop carriers. You see the Locust Horde. You see all their fucking soldiers and stuff, and they're climbing on the thing to get you.
okay. Yeah, I really like Gears of War 2. I think all of the characters they introduce are bad at. Let's not spoil the big one. We don't want to spoil that. Yeah, let's not get into that. But they introduced Dizzy and Ty, which are both fucking awesome characters that barely have any screen time. Yet it's like their stoicism and their goofiness. Like I really like Dizzy. Dizzy and Ty are both awesome fucking characters.
Oh yeah,
They add
they're
anyone else?
super fun too.
Were those the only characters they really added? Were Dizzy and Ty, and then also the other Carmine as well.
Yeah, you got Benjamin Carmine. I'm trying to think who else they added in the second game. They introduce you to Hoffman, who you like see for like the opening cutscene and nothing else. If I
You see
remember
Hoffman
correctly.
in the first. Hoffman is a character in the first game, but he was more in multiplayer. Like
Oh, am I thinking of the right person?
Oh, you're thinking of Chairman Prescott.
Ah, Prescott.
Yeah.
Hoffman's the guy with the military cap who can't decide whether or not he's Marcus Phoenix's best friend or not.
Yeah, Lee Ermey, the guy they very obviously based off of Lee Ermey from fucking
Yeah.
all the shit he would mail call. If you guys are, oh, that's how old I am. I watched a mail call with Lee Ermey. I remember watching Wild West Tech with David Carradine, and then David Carradine committed wankercide, and then his brother took over.
His brother took over wearing the Batman costume.
Okay, so I'm going to have some opinions on Gears of War 2. This is a good question from the Chat GPT. Okay, what impact does the Hollow missions and environmental storytelling have on the world building? This is
Hollow
this is
missions?
yeah, where you underground. That's what they call
Oh.
yeah, the under.
I like the missions where you're underground. They're so freaky.
I do not like the underground missions.
Really?
I felt
I like how
like
they
that.
leave you like so isolated.
That's I did not look, man, like traveling through a burnt out city. Cities have different neighborhoods, right? Like this is the industrial district, this is the recreation district, this is the plaza, this is the waterworks, right? When you're in an underground cave, you're in an underground cave. And once you get over the wow of whoa, we're in the heart, we're taking the fight to the once you get over that initial like we're underground, all I wanted to do was go back above ground. All I wanted to do was go back and experience the surface world. I was not a fan. I feel like 60% of Gears of War 2 is you're under fucking ground at a cave. And I was just really not a fan of that. I feel like that's why I've probably played Gears of War 2, the campaign. I've played it less than I ever played 1 or 3. Just because I just don't like being in it. I don't like caves and video. I've never really been a big cave fan in video games. I find it too. It's not fun to look at. I find it dizzying.
I mean, I like they differentiated it like enough. Like you got
Yeah.
second sections. You got like the parts where you go into like the temples and shit. Like not to mention the part where you got ate by the worm, which is pretty fucking awesome.
I will say, okay, what's your opinion on the worm? Good or weird? Or goofy or dumb?
I like it. It fits in universe. Like I could imagine the Locusts using a giant fucking worm to try and sink cities.
I liked that was the twist, but I think the line Marcus uses is probably like it's like what? Like,
it's a worm. It's a giant goddamn worm.
like how did nobody figure that out potentially? Like was this thing
like they're all just looking on a map, just like where are all these tunnels coming from?
well not only that, but it's
a
implied
giant worm. No, that's fucking stupid. Shut up.
that worm is what they call a world worm, and I guess like the Locust worshipped it as a god, and so it's been around since before the Locust.
And you kill it.
And then you kill it by chainsawing its heart and almost drowning in its blood.
Yes. After one of your allies gets eviscerated by what's essentially their freaking hair mites.
Yeah, you get killed by its fucking what do they call that? Like white blood cells. That's essentially the little white blood cells of the worm.
Ben's sitting on the ground, just like fucking completely melted in half, and he's like, "Tell my mom I wasn't no bitch."
Well, it brings us to your favorite dialogue exchange in Gears of War 2, which is yeah, no, this helmet has great, it has a gas filter that you can use for breathing in the air. And then Dominic says, yeah, it doesn't protect against sniper fire, though. And he's like, what?
It doesn't protect against bullets. I think he straight up just says it doesn't filter out bullets.
It doesn't filter bullet. Yeah, and then fucking Mark is like, easy, Dom. Easy. Which brings us to the big shocker is Gears of War 2 has 2 big story moments, which one of them isn't as shocking as the other, which is funny because the one they want you to be really freaked out by doesn't really freak me out. But the one that kind of comes out of nowhere, so I've got to say it, Ty shooting himself, that fucks me up. That they established this character as being sort of this
He's basically
indomitable.
immortal.
He's this unkillable, unbreakable, and then they show you that no, he can break, and they don't dwell on it. They don't build it up, and I mean, like Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus doesn't even think when he hands him the Gnasher.
No, and then when he shoots himself, I love that Carmine literally goes, "I thought Ty survived everything," and it's like, holy fuck! Like it really reminds you. It's almost like it shows you that the humans are getting arrogant and they kind of forgot who they were fucking with a little bit. It's like, no.
These are not people you play around with. They will do anything to make you suffer.
Yeah, you cannot fuck around with the Locust. They're not going to give up. They're not going to make it easy on you, and they can and will fucking break you. I love the world building with how the creatures work because they explained a lot of the nitty gritty. They've never explained how the Locusts built their technology. I still don't understand that, but they did explain how the Locusts eat food. I thought that was interesting. They show you that the rockworms, the butchers, kill the rockworms, and that's what the Locusts survive on. You ever pick that up? And then I like the barge thing, which is like the spider crawling on the roof.
Yeah,
it's like I was like, wow, like that's really interesting. It's like they have it's almost like something from Morrowind, like they're using these animals, like the Silk Strider from Morrowind. It's like they're using these animals and outfitting them. Because in Gears of War 1, they never really explained that. Like, I always thought it was kind of weird how in Gears of War 1, the Brumac and the Corpser had the same face, even though it was a completely different enemy. And then in Gears 2, they're like, no, those are helmets. And it's like the Locust outfit these creatures, and that these creatures exist underground as their own natural, it's like Brumacs and Corpsers and they exist on the Locust adopted them, which brings up the most controversial moment in Gears of War 2. We'll get to Dom, but the most controversial moment is the Locusts are actually just science experiments that have only existed for about 60 years. Yet somehow, in the span of one generation, they managed to build an entire army and a massive castle and all this technology. I always thought the Locusts were an ancient underground race of molemen that finally decided to come out after thousands of years of being in the dark. Turns out, nope, they're man-made, and they've only existed for about 60 years or so. I don't like that. I think that's really dumb.
I mean, yeah, there isn't really much you can do to fix that, unfortunately. Like, it was either they were going to be retarded mole people or retarded, like, science experiments, no matter what.
I just think that's
not really what I think makes Locusts interesting
as
a villain.
I think, like, the idea of them being this sort of unknown underground race thing is way more interesting than...
Well, it's like, it's one of those, like, conundrums where it's like they thought they needed to explain it when completely missing the point that, like, the mystery is sort of what helped them be more intimidating.
Yeah. Like, are they supernatural?
Like, knowing they came from a test tube, it's like, oh, eventually a test tube's going to kill them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, we created them, so that means we can uncreate them as well. Okay, so then we have to get up to the weird moment where in Gears of War 1, the game was criticized for not having a story and not having any emotional moments. So they went a little overboard, and they had Dom cry in the first level. Where they had Dom cry in the first level. He's like, God fucking damn it! And he like kicks the car door. It's good.
Cry.
That was so close. It was so close, Marcus. And he's like, Dom.
I think you're embellishing a little bit.
Dom. It's okay. It's like, God, Marcus, I was sorry. And then like, okay, so spoilers, Dom meets his wife, and she had been holding on to the One Ring, and the One Ring had poisoned her and turned her into... Oh, wait, no. Okay, so she didn't have the One Ring. She was actually tortured and turned into Gollum. And then
I mean, yeah.
Marcus took out a high-powered pistol and was like, "You know what to do." Now, what if Dom
And
had
Dom
just killed?
shot himself.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you would have think that after once he wouldn't have done that. Like, you already did that before.
Look, Dom, I'm gonna hand this to you. You gotta promise not to shoot yourself with it.
I mean, what was Dom expecting
I
to
think you're
do?
shitting on the Maria shit a little too hard, though.
I think that they added in the Maria thing specifically because they were like, "Well, we gotta like give the people the story they want. So let's have Dom." And I remember somebody like I was playing the game with my friends, and of course, what pissed me off is I was a fan of Gears of War 1, and then all of a sudden they came in like, "Oh, did you play Gears of War 2?" And they were all acting like they loved it, even though they didn't know about it until the sequel, which rubbed my ass. But I remember like one of my friends, one of my friends was legit like, "Yeah, dude, Gears 2 made me cry." Like, made you cry? And it's like, yeah, when Dom has to put down his wife, it's so sad. I'm like,
It is sad. Why are you doing this macho bullshit, dude?
It's not. For one, we're talking about Gears of War, and that's about the most macho thing you could. It's not. It's disheartening, but I wasn't sitting there like, oh no, he has to put down his Holocaust victim wife. Oh gee, like, well, what else is he gonna do? She's a fucking Holocaust victim.
It's the moment between Marcus and Dom where Dom looks back and like he's like, Marcus, I don't know what to do.
Okay, that is fucked up. Where he's like, I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do.
It's a great scene, and I hate that you're shitting on it.
I'm gonna shit on whatever the fuck I want. You fucking slur. You
grub
lover. Yeah. You're a fucking grub lover.
Yeah, I am a grub lover.
Tortured
the fuck out of Maria. did Dominic, a good job too.
Dominic absolutely does cry in that game.
He cries when he shoots his wife. I think he has a right.
Oh, whatever. You act like you never shot your wife before.
Only once.
Well, like the thing is, like, that. Well, the thing is like, whoa. It's like, he was like taking her pain away.
Yeah.
Okay, what was his plan?
A little quick burst of it, then it was all over.
What if he had gotten sexy Maria? What if she was sexy? Would he have just put her over her shoulder and been like, "Well, Marcus, I'm getting out of here. See ya." He's like, "Oh, Dominic, you're so local for finding."
Oh, Dom, we need to have some children again.
Oh no,
hang on, Marcus, I gotta take care of something.
Yeah, hold on. I've got to take my Lancer out and run it through my wife real quick. She would have been like, "Hey, Papi, let's go back up to the surface and I'll make you some chimichanga." Awesome. You just see Marcus turn around and the tank is driving off. He's like, "No, you fuck! Damn it! How am I supposed to fight this?"
Just drives the truck into a gas station and blows up.
Yeah, he blows up, and then we're getting ahead of ourselves, but okay, so Gears of War 2, Dominic, he shoots his wife, and then after that, him and Marcus, they get into a big fight.
They kiss.
That's in the DLC where you get a choice
where they're disguised as homo locusts.
I love that in that DLC, the choice is, well, we can either dress up like locusts and walk through the level, or we can get into a big ass giant gunfight and fight everyone with huge guns. And it's like, wow, that's a really tough choice. That's wow.
What scripts haven't we gotten through without violence?
I just love that.
None of them. What scrapes have we gotten through with violence? All of them. Violence it is.
Violence it is. I think what it was is that they dressed up Dom in that Theron guard suit, and they were like, yeah, that looks really cool. We need to somehow figure out how to put this in the game.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to do this for both Marcus.
It's weird how you can tell that both the Brumac fight for the Gears of War 1 and then the weird stealth mission for Gears, it's very obvious that those were 100% in the game. They just couldn't figure out how to get them working. So they cut them out, and then they fixed them up as best as they could, and then they sold
Wait a
them at a
second.
premium.
I just had a thought.
What?
All the locusts have like very sharp monster mash mouths, right?
Not all of them.
Most of them.
Yeah, it just depends on the breed.
You usually a lot of them like have a. I think Mira's the only one who looks like a human. Most of them have like an overbite of some kind.
Well, the Theron have like fucking weird clacker teeth.
Yeah.
They have like weird receded gums.
It's very obvious when you look at Locust in the fucking mouth is what I'm trying to point out here. How the fuck did Dom and Marcus make it through that DLC without a single Locust going, hey, that faces look funny?
Yeah, that's probably why they cut it out of the game. They were like, it's actually kind of retarded.
Wait a second, why would this disguise even work? Fuck it, just sell it to GameStop for like a day one DLC. Fuck it.
Yeah,
pre-order bonus.
Yeah, pre-order bonus where you can play this level. That doesn't make any sense.
Fucking hated pre-order bonuses.
Fuck, it's just power to the players. Yeah, power to the players, bro.
Oh shit. I gotta actually take a piss real quick. You mind holding it down for a sec?
Yeah. Go for it.
All right. I'll be right back.
All right, everyone. And for right now, we're going to be doing a bit of a breakdown. We're going to be doing a rendition of the Gears of War Coltrane rap. Ooh, stand up, dun 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 dun, fall down, dun, dun, dun. Stand up, dun 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 dun, fall down. To the left, dun, dun. To the right, dun, dun. To the left, dun, dun. To the right. I got enough for all y'all. Yeah, woo, bring it on, sucker. This my kind of shit. Record scratch. Yeah, woo, bring it on, sucker. This my kind of shit. Another record scratch. Yeah, woo, bring it on, sucker. This my kind of shit. Record scratch. Yeah, woo, bring it on, sucker. Transition. Stand up. Fall down. Stand up. That's the whole song. That was actually the credit song to the original Gears of War. I remember it was really out of place because, like, at the end of the game, they play this somber piano tone, and it's like Mad World on the piano, and you're like, wow. And then they're like, yeah, woo, bring it on, sucker. This my kind of shit. And I remember in Game Informer reading the review, and they're like, this game is really great, but it has one of the most tasteless credit sequences I've ever seen. And yeah, it was really bad. The Gears of War credit song with the Coltrane rap was really bad. I don't know who decided to put that in, but they did. And now we're all living with it. So, don't run away from the weight of Cliff Bleszinski's sins. Everybody loves Cliffy D. So yeah. Fred is off taking El Piso.
I'm Backo.
He's Backo from pissing in a bottle and then drinking it because it's sterile and he likes the taste.
Yeah. Well,
what's your opinion?
The image of like cat. You remember Catalina from fucking San Andreas? For some reason, I just keep imagining Maria is just Catalina.
I mean, they're all the same. They're all the same.
Bitching out and abusing Dom the whole time.
I just really wanted there to be like a flashback sequence where Dom's like, yeah, Marcus, come over. We're having some cervezas and tacos. And it's just like the most stereotypical, like, they come over to his house and he's playing salsa music and fucking.
He's dressed up as a mariachi.
Yeah, he's got a fucking sombrero on and he's sitting and they got like pinatas all over. Oh yeah, the kids are just hitting the piñata, and it's like
it's like an ancient looking like Mexican grandma sitting in the corner.
It's abuelita. She's like, oh, you need to go to church, Dominic Santiago. Oh, come on, no reason for that. I swear, one day when demons pop out of the ground and come to kill us, you will wish you went to church. That's never gonna happen, abuelita. It's fine. Oh, you got a little bit of
Think
salsa
of your
on
wife and her undying soul. You would like for her to get into heaven, wouldn't you?
You got a little salsa on your shirt, Dominique. Oh, a little salsa. Oh, my bad. I was having a badass. That reminds me of one of my things that I fucking hate. Totally off topic. So Immortal Technique has this like song where he's like just doing like a sing song thing where there's a rap beat, and he's like, I just want to let everybody know that being a vegetarian is cool. unless you push it on to people. And then at the end of the song, he does this thing where he's like speaking Spanish, but he like overly speaks Spanish just to rub it in our faces. He's speaking Spanish, and he's like, "You might love to have vegetables, but I want to have myself a good ass carnitas chimichongo with the badass banana daiquiri." And it's like, chimichanga with the daiquiri. Okay, buddy, you don't have to fucking sit there and like he's doing like the he's doing like the
He's doing like the fucking white guy, like doing a trip in Spain.
Yeah,
just overemphasizing everything.
Badass carnitas chimichongo with banana daiquiri, homie. And it's like, okay,
yes,
we get
I
it,
like
dude.
this Dos Equis beer.
Yeah, Dos Axis. Yeah, exactly.
Doug-
I want a margarita. Peggy, when I say I want a margarita, I don't say I want a margarita. I say I'd like a margarita. So anyway, Gears of War 2. Okay, one thing the second game does, you can throw a grenade into a fish's mouth.
You can also stick the grenade onto people.
You can do that in the first game.
Oh, could you?
Yeah, but you can't. I think you can put it on the
anyway in the first game.
You can put it on the floor and the wall in the second game. I think you can plant grenades on the floor and on the wall.
Yeah, you can do like landmines and stuff.
So what's one other thing Gears of War 2 does that's really fucking cool, but also really lame is it has one of the coolest fucking. It's so weird how they spoiled the ending to Gears of War 2 at the E3 press conference. Did you know
really?
that?
I didn't know.
In the E3 press conference before the game came out, the one thing they showed is they're like, Dom is like, Marcus, we're gonna have to get over here to do this, but how are we gonna get there? And Marcus is like, we're gonna ride that Brumac. And the audience is like, whoa! And then that's the fucking last thing you do in the game. And it's like, well, don't fucking spoil it.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man, you gotta fucking spoil that. I really thought that was dumb. And then I think riding the Brumac is fucking super cool, though. That part is awesome.
Yeah.
But then the part right after that is the worst ending in the Gears. Hitting the Brumac, the giant emulsion Brumac, where you're like, oh, whoa, it looks like something from The Thing. You're like, holy fuck, this is going to be really fucking cool. Like, this is going to be a hell of a fight.
Explodes.
You shoot it 3 times, and if you don't shoot it fast enough, you die.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then the game ends, and it's like, oh, that sucks. Like, it's like they put all the effort. They put all this effort into designing this fucking crazy final boss Brumac, and then it's like, for one, you never see anything like that again for the rest of the fucking series, and then you just kill it with the hammer, and it's like, well, that was fucking lame. Like, really shitty ending. Gears of War 2 is the worst ending. Like, gameplay wise, I mean, the spectacle is cool, but playing that segment, you go from being on the back of a Brumac and finally putting fear into the heart of the Locust.
Well, to play devil's advocate for a second, like, I probably understand why they did it.
Okay.
Because, like, everybody and their mom bitches about how hard the fucking ROM boss fight is. So I guess they're like, fuck it, give them something easy.
Yeah, but it's literally hold the left trigger, press the right trigger 3 times. You don't even have to aim. You literally don't even aim. You just fucking hold the left trigger. And then it's like you press 2 buttons 3 times. It's not.
Yeah, and you see, like, does anybody complain about the final boss fight except for you?
I think everybody complained about it, actually. Yeah, I think they all said it was really bad.
It was probably like one of those things that was like to finish the fight, like at the end of Halo 2. It's just like, oh, we're fucking really.
No, it's the same problem.
It's over.
It's the same thing Halo 3 did, where they're like, yep, you're going to fight the Gravemind. Oh, yeah, you're going to do it. Never mind. And it's like, what?
You're inside the Gravemind.
They literally imply that you're in a giant room where there's a huge pit, and you're like, oh, yeah, the Gravemind is going to stick his head out of that pit, and we're going to fight him. Nope, you never do. You never fight the Gravemind.
Fuel rods and blow up the fucking ship and leave.
I thought that was so lame.
It would have been a pain in the ass to fucking program.
And that's the same reason they didn't do the Brumac fight, probably because they were like, wow, this is going to be really fun. And then they couldn't get it working. And they were like, let's just make it like an interactive cutscene, I guess. And I don't know. I really did not like that about Gears of War 2. I thought that final Brumac thing was really lame. And then also we got to get into the other part of Gears of War 2 that was weird is the way they were like, the Locusts are fighting against Lambent Locusts. And that felt like a natural evolution from the. I like how they set up the Locust Wretches in the first game.
Yeah.
And then in the second game, they're like, hey, that's actually. Yeah. They set up the Lambent Wretches, not Locust, Lambent Wretches. And then in the second game, they're like, actually, that's becoming a bigger issue. Like, I don't like how.
By the end of the second game, you're already fighting like Lambent Locusts. It's a full-on civil war.
Well, you don't fight them. You see them in one cutscene, and it's funny because they literally just look like glow-in-the-dark locusts.
I guess when you fought a few of them.
I do not remember fighting the Lambent Locust in Gears 2.
I could be wrong.
Um,
I do, however, remember like pretty much like I'm just intonating at this point, but I'm pretty sure they were just trying to draw a parallel between like the insurgency that the Cogs had to deal with before the events of Gears of War 1, just to parallel that with the Lambency uprising and Gears of War 2.
It also helps explain as to why did the Locust decide to do E-Day, and maybe there's a bit more going on with that, because then I think they imply that the Goliath fish you fight is also suffering from lambency. Isn't its eye all fucked up? Like, isn't it partially lambent?
I think so.
I think in the third game you definitely fight a lambent Leviathan, but in the second game
you fight a lambent Leviathan in the third game, and what's funny is the footage on screen is the fucking lambent Zerker fight that we did years ago.
Oh yeah, okay. So now,
like for anybody who like thinks like that we suck on this footage, we are playing this on like one of the hardest difficulties.
Now we've got to get into what is your favorite part of Gears of War 2? I know mine.
What's yours?
It's got to be going into the fucking laboratory and fighting the sires. They're so fucking scary.
That is pretty cool.
And then the section where you got to carry the crate, and it's like you and Dom are carrying the crate, and you guys have to work together and then the Razor Hail segment as well. I love how you can blow the arms and pieces off of the sires, and they keep running at you.
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
There are even like parts where you can like shoot out like glass ceilings to have Razor Hail like just.
Oh yeah, I didn't understand that the sires were people who had been turned into partial locusts from emulsion exposure. I thought that they were like a test to merge locust and human DNA, but I mean that's kind of what they were. It was like
little column A, little column B. It's probably the same.
And then Gears 2 also did the big thing where they actually started adding in intel. What game inspired them to do that? Adding in intel throughout the missions?
Because in the first game you already had cog tags. I assume the intel was just an extra little thing that you could find.
Yeah, because they did it so that way you could because they explained rust lung, and they were talking about the children that were left in the cave, because the children of the people with emulsion exposure were the first generation of locust, and Mira was the only one that wasn't. She was a little girl, and then Adam let her go into the cave, and then she ended up becoming the Locust Queen, and she made a giant civilization.
Yeah.
With potentially billions of locusts following in her footsteps. And in 60 years, they constructed a massive underground castle that's bigger than anything, and they invented their own technology and created their own firearms and clothing and military regimes. Exactly what you could do within 60 years.
I mean, a lot of men can get a lot of stuff done for like a chick with big breasts.
Yes. I do like that reveal. How in Gears of War 2 they finally show Mira and she's like humanoid, and everyone's
Yeah,
like,
she's just
"Really?"
straight up normal looking.
It's funny because they don't reference Mira once in the entire first game, right? She was only in the multiplayer.
I could have sworn she did like the narration like
No,
before like
I
the
think she
game.
did the narration, but she's not. She's only referenced in the multiplayer. That's where you actually hear Mira because she'll be like, "Go, my children, destroy them." And then
Hmm.
in the remake, they changed the final ending cutscene to have Mira riding on the back of a Nemesis when in the original it just showed a locust with a cape. But then in the remake, they show Mira, and I was like, well, that's kind of like she wasn't in the
Yeah.
first game. I wish they would have just kept the original cutscene. Because they're implying that the locust at the end of Gears of War 1 was Scourge in Gears of War 2, which they don't look the same at all. Scourge is like the
Mm-hmm.
Predator. Um, okay, so the Scourge fight. Did you like it? Did you hate it when you had to fight Mr. Predator Man?
I honestly like.
They did set him up better than Ram. Like Ram in the first game was a pretty bad setup, but they
I'll
let
be
you know
totally honest. I barely remember the Scorch fight.
it's because it happens in like an instant, and I'm pretty sure like you just have to keep chainsawing him. Like they do like the chainsaw duels. Um, I
Yeah,
remember
because
like
you got like
with
the
it,
dual sided like saber lance.
which is pretty interesting.
It is cool.
I feel
Like,
like
it's cool to see that the last thing you see before like you guys go down is Dizzy and Ty fighting Scourge.
yeah, and then Marcus says his first f bomb of the series too.
Yeah, fuck.
Ah, like yeah, that's how you know it's serious because he said the first f bomb. Oh fuck. Uh, what is it? Wait, is my audio still coming on?
Yeah, you're still coming through.
Okay. 1 second. Sorry, somebody tried to call me.
No, you're good.
Okay. So, Gears of War 2, the Scourge fight was pretty good, but wasn't there a segment after that where you ran away from Scourge on the back of a Nemesis and you had to fight his weird scarab thing in the cave?
Yeah, because I remember because that's the part. Yeah, because there is a flying section on the back of a Nemesis in two.
Yeah, and you had to fight his big ass like scarab beetle, and I remember that part being really lame.
Hmm.
Um, I also remember, I think the driving section in Gears 2 was way better than the first game, though. When you're in the
Well,
tank,
because they legit just gave you fucking Halo controls and put a big fucking gun on your tank instead of a dickheaded strobe light.
yeah. And they also let you, I love that, what is it, like, they have that one moment where the corpsers are surrounding you, and you see, like, they did a callback to the original trailer where you're in the tank and you're in the darkness, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden you see, like, the lights come on, and, you know what I mean? Like, I thought that part was really fucking cool.
Oh
And then
yeah.
you blow up all the corpsers, you fucking murder all of them. Uh, okay, so yeah, no, a lot of awesome moments in Gears 2. Okay, so what was your favorite part of Gears 2?
Uh, Honestly, the worm level. I just think it's so cool. Like whenever you get to go inside of a giant creature and just chop it to bits from the inside out.
Yeah, I really liked that. It was really creative considering.
Yeah.
Um, what was your least favorite part of Gears of War 2?
Uh, hmm. Least favorite is hard.
Hmm.
What was
About as
your
hard
least
as mine.
favorite part?
Uh, Probably the score, as I mentioned, the Scourge fight where you're riding the Nemesis. I thought that part was really like arbitrarily difficult.
Like the problem with me is like I there were bad parts of one that I specifically remember, but honestly, there are just parts of 2 that I've completely forgotten.
That's because most of the games
So,
are in a
because
cave.
they weren't like outstandingly bad or outstandingly outstanding, but I do remember the parts that stuck with me.
I think Gears of War 2 is what is like the example of the difficult second album, where
Yeah.
it's like you make a really good. It's Halo 2 had the same issue where it was like the first game was really outstanding. Now you got to do it again, but better.
Yeah.
And it's like it didn't lose. I mean, I did feel like the first game was a lot grittier and the world felt a lot more oppressive. In the second
Yeah.
game, they were kind of like, well, it's not that bad because
Well,
in
it's
the
like
first game,
you can tell the change in tone alone because like the colors in like 2 are much more vibrant.
yeah, they have a lot more orange and like purple, like
Yeah.
especially with like the floral design and the caves and stuff. You know,
Mhm.
um, uh, what else?
Carmine died again. That was fun.
Carmine died again. He got his guts turned into goo. He's like, oh, jeez, is it bad? No, you'll be fine.
No,
Um,
all we gotta do is get him back to his feet. Marcus, his feet are over here. Yeah,
so
just get him
funny
over
because
here.
we're talking about all these games, but there's like entire moments we didn't talk about any of the Berserk fights in Gears of War 1 and how Gears of War 2 had no Berserker in it, which I thought was really weird too. It was
I
like the
don't
most
remember that. I thought there was one. Maybe I'm
no, there's not.
forgetting.
I don't think there's a single Berserker fight in Gears of War 2. They just did not have the Berserker. In Gears of War 1, there was a part where you're walking and a Berserker just walks around a corner without any warning.
Yeah.
And that was fucking horrifying because it went from 0 to fucking 3,000 within a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Gears of War 2, no Berserker. They just didn't have a Berserker. It's weird because they were like, we put in a Brumac and Corpsers, but no Berserker. And it's like, great.
I mean, to be fair, like they added in a shit ton though, because that's where you got the tickers. That's where you got like those Sonic the Hedgehog fucking guys with the Boltox.
Oh yeah, the Gorgon, the fucking
Oh yeah, Gorgon pistol. With the
you got
Boltox,
you had the butchers, you had the butchers, the fucking mulchers,
Yeah.
the ones with the shields. Yeah, it was really cool. What else?
Super fun.
Okay, so now let's see if ChatGPT has any good questions for us, real quick on Gears of War 2. Oh yeah, okay. You know what we got to do now?
Oh boy.
Here we go. Okay. Uh, Gears of War 2, flooding the hollow, drowning accountability. Okay. When Marcus when Marcus floods the hollow, is that eco-terrorism or just colonial water rights in action?
I'd consider that eco-terrorism.
I mean, yeah, I mean they've been living in the underground for like 60 years. If anything there, I mean, yeah, I think Marcus was kind of a jerk by flooding all of them.
I mean, to be fair, they are murder monsters.
Would the Locust have gotten peace talks if they had a better PR team?
Scourge, pinstripe suit, red tie.
I come to bring accountability to the Locust. Say, shut that motherfucker! Wait, no. I'm trying to be cool. Oh, you guys. This was all just a big misunderstanding. When we originally came out of the ground, we were just trying to say hello. Those were all fireworks we were shooting off. You guys got the wrong idea. You spooked the corpses.
You see, when I shook your buddy's hand and it just came loose, I didn't mean to tear his arm off.
Didn't
You
mean to do
gleefully
that.
beat him to death with it.
Well, I got
semantics.
I got nervous. I thought that's what I just got so freaked out. I had anxiety. Anxiety. What's that?
I have a stress disorder.
Borderline personality disorder is a real thing.
My therapist is helping me work through my trauma.
When I was a child, my mother was raped.
But
My brothers came out alongside me. We all saw the whole thing.
When I was a part of my brood clutch, I never felt like my father cared.
Who was your father?
I don't know.
He would say things like, rah, 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 puny human, die. And I just didn't know how to relate to him. I felt like I couldn't live up to his expectations.
When he said, boom, that really stuck with me.
That's really stuck. I really felt like that's when I understood what he was all about.
But I knew I couldn't follow in my father's footsteps, so I got a giant chainsaw lance instead of a rocket launcher.
And then I thought to myself, I don't even know why I'm fighting anymore. Okay, so number 3. Okay, that question sucks. Okay, number 4. Did Dom searching for Maria get flagged by modern therapy as toxic attachment behavior?
I mean, he's trying to save his wife who was kidnapped. Is that really
Well,
toxic?
she wasn't kidnapped. Actually, she left on her own, and I think he should have respected her choice to have moved on from the relationship.
She was stolen by dinosaur people.
No. That happened.
His children were murdered.
They were separated. Okay. She left on her own.
Married.
No, she left. They were like, she was like, oh, mijo, our kids died. I cannot look at them because every time
kids in the bathtub, I'm going off to leave with an August.
Every time she did not drown her kids in a bathtub. They were eaten by a fucking goobly goblin. Okay, so she was like, oh, Dominique, I cannot leave without our kids. So she left on her own, perfectly normal divorce. And Dom just could not let it go. How do we know that he wasn't searching for Maria just so he could fucking, domestically abuse her?
I mean, he seemed pretty broken up about it when he found her.
Yeah, because he was like, damn it, I wanted to do all this shit.
Damn it, she's all... Marcus, what do I do? Here's a gun, Dom, you know what to do.
Oh man, I was really hoping that I could have put her in this condition. They got to it before me. What if
a few love taps before you go?
What if like he sees his wife and she's all fucked up, and then he shoots her, and then like later in the game he looks at a photograph of them together and she looks the exact same way she didn't. He's just always
the beautiful like flashback was just a red herring. She's always that way.
She was always that way because Dom would horribly.
Because I don't know what to do. I don't got a good enough reason to shoot my wife.
I don't know.
Just think of one.
Well, I mean, she did burn that fucking roast that one time. You dumb bitch. Now I don't feel bad about it. Don't worry, Dom.
We'll prepare a flower tortilla.
Don't worry, Dom. We'll get you a new wife. Okay. All right. So, number 5. Would COG HR classify a chainsaw bayonet as a hostile workplace implement?
I mean, only if it's not being used for the correct purposes.
I think trying to get chainsaw bayonet cleared by the UN would be a little difficult.
I mean, OSHA definitely ain't gonna let that fly. That's for sure.
I could only imagine the Senate being like, we just think that the usage of a chainsaw on a bayonet might be a bit of a liability. What do you mean?
Well, I'm surprised there aren't more stories about like just rookie cogs chopping their fingers off with a bayonet.
Yeah, seriously, or like like accidentally like getting it stuck in a wall or using it for purposes that it's not designed for.
Okay, I just had a talk with the captain. You fuckers owe me for this. I had to eat a lot of crow. All right, officially mandated. Everybody listen. You are not to use the Lancer's chainsaw bayonet to open beer bottles.
What? What, are you fucking kidding me? Like a bunch of...
Kowalski's ricochet with the fucking cap took somebody's eye out yesterday. Can we just not use the bayonet?
He should have been wearing his fucking helmet. What the
I
fuck?
left a key in the office for you guys. You could have just used that.
Dude, it's like part of the hazing thing. That's how you fucking know you're a part of the boys. You open the
You
beer with the
crippled
chainsaw.
him. We have to pay for his health care for life until he dies. Hopefully
Oh, come
that'll
on,
be
man.
soon.
Having one eyeball make him look fucking cool. It'll scare the locusts. They'll be so afraid of him.
He doesn't have any depth perception anymore. How is he efficient? He's not effective.
Well, we'll give him a robot eye.
Wait, we have those?
Well, I'm sure after Baird's done fixing a car, he'll invent one, apparently.
Guys, I'm about to have a tragic accident with this chainsaw bayonet in this beer bottle. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Hope my health care will cover my new robot eye.
Well, I really hope so. Okay, so Gears of War 2. Great. Okay, let's quickly schmaltz over multiplayer. Gears of War 2's multiplayer was a fucking mess. I hated it, and I never played it, and it got abandoned just as quickly as it came out.
I don't think that's true. A lot of people played it back in the day.
Well, I didn't, and I'm the only person that matters.
Yeah, you cannot use your biased viewpoint to explain how things were when they weren't
Yes,
that
I
way.
am. I am the center of the universe. If something isn't fun
Cannot
for
do
me,
that.
if it's something that's not fun for me, I consider myself the average. So that means it wasn't fun for anyone.
Okay. All right, fine. Officially, Spec Ops: The Line is a trans
Hey.
allegory about late stage.
It's not a trans You shut your fucking mouth before I fucking close. I will rape your mouth. I will Bill Cosby your mouth.
Reflex even more anymore.
Okay, good. All right, so we're moving on from Gear. Oh, and Horde mode was awesome.
It was incredible.
awesome. And the last thing I'll say is that in Gears of War 2, if you played as Dizzy in multiplayer, there was a random chance that you could get your hat shot off.
Yay!
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. And he wears a bandana underneath it.
Yeah, and then you could have that like moment from Saving Private Ryan where you put your hat back on. It's like, look, you son of a bitch, and then you get your brains blown out.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Now we are going to go on to the best. The one thing that everyone wants us to talk about. Gears of War
3.
Gears of War 3. You might remember me from such games as Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, and the cleverly titled Gears of War 3.
I miss Newgrounds. Actually,
Yeah,
Newgrounds
it's
is still
old.
around, technically.
Oh, great. Yeah, I can't wait to go there and watch things from 20 years ago. Remember Pico's school shooting? Oh, wow, that was so good.
I remember Pico's school shooting. I
I do too. I remember that was the first time I ever saw the term chicks with dicks. I had never heard that before until I saw there's a poster in Pico's school shooting where a girl is giving a thumbs up and it says chicks with dicks. And I was like, interesting. Okay.
Progressive.
So, all right, Gears of War 3. Let's not fuck around with this. Let's actually pull up some actual questions. Okay.
All right.
How does the game conclude the long-running storylines while balancing multiplayer expectations?
I mean, it's just an improvement on both. It ties a neat little bow on top of the entire series.
It really does.
Really leave any doesn't really leave any loose hanging threads to be pulled at for a sequel, but
No,
I guess we got a few.
every Chekhov's gun set up in the first two game is set off in the third, and they give
It goes off spectacularly.
like to just jump right to the end. I love how Dom's knife has been in the game since the very first game, and I love that knife. It's like the sisterhood of the traveling pants. That knife travels through 3 games just to end up being what finally takes out Mira, and I thought that was really fucking cool. That you were like, what does Dom have that knife for? Like, what is that knife ever going to be fucking used for? He has it in every fucking game and he never uses it. And then it's like
The Brotherhood of the Traveling Murder Weapon.
yeah, the Brotherhood of the Traveling Knife. And then he fucking stabs Mira in the heart and fucking kills her. And I thought that's really fucking cool. I really liked that. I also loved how in Gears of War 3, it's like every character kind of came full circle. Like Coltrane. It was weird how much they focused on Coltrane.
Yeah,
I guess
but I do love what they did with his character because it the moment that always sticks with me is like when he's like looking at a cardboard cutout of his younger self, and he's like, "Hey, you ever get the feeling that you were dead and just nobody ever told you?"
Yeah, yeah. I really love that the football flashback where he gets to run through his home field again.
Yeah, and all of his fans are cheering him on while he's planting
Yeah,
the bomb.
I really
He
thought that was
blows the fuck
awesome.
up.
Okay, so does the resolution of Marcus, Dom, and Anya's arcs provide a satisfying closure for players?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so. Very much so.
I really like that Marcus gets closure with his dad. Anya becomes a soldier and proves that she's not just a pretty face, that she really is,
Yeah.
And her inclusion as a soldier was well deserved too. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't do it because
plus essentially like she was the thing like keeping fucking Marcus going for the most part.
really, it's like, in a way, they kind of sort of imply it's like she was sort of the glue that held the team together through the first two games. Like, Ani was very important, you know.
Oh yeah.
She may have not been a combatant until the third game, but once she did become a combatant, it felt earned. And I did not feel there was no girl boss energy in any of those in any of the characters in three. Like, all the
Because they
female
were just good
characters.
characters. Like even Sam, who you could even consider to be the sort of girl boss character.
I would
like,
say
she-
Bernadette. Bernadette's a girl boss too, but she's awesome. She fucking earns it because they're cool. You know?
Well, yeah, because for one, they can hold their own, and for two, they don't think they're better than any one portion of the team.
No.
Like not to the degree of like them being just like openly like you wouldn't be able to get shit done without me.
Yeah. If it weren't for us here, you boys would have failed at this a long time ago. You know, they don't do anything
instead
like
of that,
that.
it's more like chiding and trash talk. Like I always love like Baird and fucking Sam bouncing off each other because you can tell it's just two alpha personas just like shitting on each other, trying to one up the other person.
Okay. Another question. Does Gears of War 3 handle tonal shifts between Dark War narrative and moments of humor effectively?
I think so.
I think so. I think they're a little. They really expected you to be like, this is the moment I say I love you, but I don't. I really don't. And I'm like, oh.
Well, that was before that was tripe. Like that was before it was overdone.
Like,
because now it's in everything.
yeah.
Like now the characters like can't help but like tell like the audience about how much they don't want to fuck. Unless they share the same genitals.
And then of course, I love that they set up. It's like in like 1 second in the beginning of the game, they show Dom getting a tattoo from Sam. And you can tell right off the bat, Sam loves Dom, but he doesn't love her. And just from like a fucking 5-second little thing, you're completely set up on what their characters are about. Dom is broken. It really is his game. What's your opinion on Dominic's death?
Fitting.
I
did not mind where they put it in the story, and I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, I also think that the cutscene of the Mad World piano playing, it's a callback to the very original trailer.
Yeah.
I really like that.
The scene before that scene where Dom is like praying at the Santa Maria grave.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like talking about like how crazy Marcus is and like yada yada yada, this, that, and the third. And it's like, oh, this motherfucker ain't making it to the last hour.
No, I mean, like, and you can tell. I mean, he's just looking for a reason to fucking throw it all away. 'Cause, it's like his life is over. He really. And then the really powerful imagery of all the ash people, and it's like it shows like these people that are essentially just like Dom. They died a long time ago. There's
nothing left there.
It really is like that Zero moment. What are we fighting for? What for? What? To protect the memories of these ashes? I think Gears of War 3 has the best pacing out of all of the games too.
Oh yeah. Plus, it has
I
the
mean,
most like interesting looking locales.
oh yeah, and not to mention, I mean, the variety of the enemies too. Like, I love how you're doing all this fucking shit. You're fighting locusts. You're fighting the lambent locust. You're fighting all these fucking monsters, and then out of nowhere, you're off on a fucking balloon fighting savage locust out in the desert, and it feels like something from like the Never-Ending Story. It's like you're on
Yeah.
a fucking adventure. Like the part where you're in the pickup truck going through the city, firing at the corpser chasing after you, like all of that shit is so fucking cool.
So
I
fun
mean,
too.
Gears of War 3 really, I mean, it's like Terminator 2. Like, it's almost so good. I couldn't expect them to make a better game. Like, I really couldn't. You know, I mean,
They tried. They failed.
they took everything that didn't work in 2, and they were like, no, we're going to make a good. And I mean, they added in so much shit, like being able to use the butcher cleaver. They added that in because people wanted to, and they fucking did it.
Yeah, the fact that you can pick up the sword, you can pick up
Yeah.
the butcher cleavers, you can pick up the shields,
I loved
the
how
diggers, the mulchers, the one shots. The one shots are fucking.
I love how in the second game they had the Gorgon pistol, and people are like, man, I like this pistol, but I wish it was fully auto. And so in the third game, they're like, it's fully auto now. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, they even added in.
Randomly, they changed how the fucking the burst
Hammer burst?
shit. Yeah,
The hammer burst
worked again because they changed it.
Go on.
Well, they changed it from like they changed it from the burst fire to the single fire. Then they changed it to like where you can aim down the sights with it.
They did that because Call of Duty had become popular, and they were like, well, let's give a gun for the Call of Duty players to use. And I fucking thought that was really cool.
Well, it's I love the in-universe reason. Did you ever hear the in-universe reason? Like, why
I thought it was just. I thought it was just the Locusts kept fucking reinventing their gear because they were desperate to try and make their weapons better.
No, because I'm pretty sure like the reason why the hammer burst goes from a burst fire weapon to a single shot is because the Locust had such lousy fucking aim with the thing that they're like, well, we're wasting ammo at this point, so we may as well just make it single shot.
Yeah,
give them that so they don't miss as often.
I just thought that also it was like
that might not be true though. Like anybody to confirm, leave a comment.
I mean, I thought it was like I still think that the Lancer has better sound effects in the first game than the second and third. Because
there's just something like more raw about the OG like soundscape.
It sounds like a piece of steel slamming against a piece of steel, whereas in the other games it sounds like it's like a pellet. It's like, and it's like it's not as
I don't mind the noise, but like yeah, they definitely did like cut down on the bass.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Did you like the blue reticules they put on the Lancer in 2 and 3?
I liked them.
I thought it was interesting because it helped differentiate. Like when a Locust was holding the gun, it would turn red. When a human was holding it, it would be blue. I liked how raw it was in the first game. I liked how there wasn't a lot of digitizing other than Jack.
Yeah.
You know, I love how in Gears of War 3 and on the cover, it shows the characters walking towards the screen, and you actually look. I think it's Baird is looking down at Jack, and he's been destroyed. Yeah, because I don't think Jack is in the third game.
No, he
Jack is. I don't remember
him. I think
him.
He does get like. I think Jack does get destroyed like later on in the game.
Yeah. I mean, Gears of War. I mean, all the battles in Gears of War 3 are really fucking cool too. Like.
Oh yeah, like Gears of War. Like. Even though it looks like a nightmare on screen right now, the Lambent Zerker fight on like normal and hard difficulty is always fun.
The Corpser, you fight a Corpser again, and they make it like a way more free-form battle.
Yeah, isn't that the first level with the when you have to drop the tickers on it?
No, you
No,
drop
no, no. That's the
stickers on the
Leviathan
Brumac.
thing. No, I'm thinking about that.
No,
The Leviathan before.
you later on in the game, you go into the Corpser nest, and you have to fight the little
Yeah, I
miniature
remember.
Corpsers, and then I think you
That
fight
shit.
the mother.
Oh, look, they're
Also,
so cute. You see, when a baby corpser and
yeah,
when a mommy corpser and a daddy corpser love each other very much.
um, I I I think probably the coolest part of I already know what my favorite part of Gears of War 3 is.
What was that?
Um, when they let you have a silverback that's fully loaded and you can just
That part is so fun.
the silverback is such a fucking cool thing that did not even need to be in the game. And that's the thing is Gears of War 3 would have been fucking awesome even without all the extra shit they added. And it's like the
Oh
extra
yeah,
shit
like
they added.
just by virtue of them adding it in, you could tell they really gave a fuck.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there are
Because they
so
thought
many
this was the
enemies.
last entry that was ever going to be made, so they're like, let's pull out all the stops.
I mean, they really, I mean, like, there's so many enemies. There's such a variety in what you fight.
There's so
Like,
many set pieces that you go
yeah,
through.
I mean, and it's like the whole, like, you go underground, you go above ground, you're in skyscrapers, you're in cities, you're in the country, you're in the air. Like,
Yeah,
uh,
even like not to mention like all the lambent, like just like the Jawavo from 6, they all like mutate like uniquely.
yeah, I honestly think that Resident Evil 6, it came out around the same time as Gears of War 3 as well. So it's kind of funny how both games have a similar, and of course, I mean, what's freakier than the Lambent, man? I mean, how fucking, and then
Well, it's literally like you go to the gas pump to fill up your car, and you have a 20% chance of getting infected by an incurable contagion that's going to
yeah,
turn you into a
and,
husk.
and each Gears of War game, the first three, has their own scary level. The first scary level was when he went to the factory in the first game and he fought the wretches. And the second game, it was going up against the sires and the research. But in the third game, they do the fucking giant bait and switch where they're like human lambent. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, that's not supposed to happen. And
Yeah, like, and I love how they introduce it because you're just going through this town, and
they're
you
all gone.
all of a sudden see them.
Yeah. It's like your guys know something's up. They're like, something's not right here. Like, it's like, where is everyone? It's like, this place was fucking had a bunch of people in it just the other week. And then, isn't it they go into the hospital and everyone that was there is like gone? And they're like, well, where are all the people that are supposed to be sick? And then, yeah, these fucking hordes of humans, like Left 4 Dead, just start running it. And I mean, it's like, what the fuck? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
really,
like and
really
not to
cool.
mention like anytime you do find a character who's willing to explain stuff, literally in that cutscene they get eviscerated by one of the zombies.
Yeah.
Like I like that one guy who's explaining like shit to you inside the church, like that they're holed up in. And it's like, yeah, I ain't ever seen a case of rust lung like this. And then a zombie jumps through the window and murders him. And then you just get
Okay.
attacked in the graveyard.
So, I mean, obviously, like Gears of War 3 is still, and the final boss fight's really, I think final boss fight's kind of weak, but it's the best out of the old 3 games.
I mean, final boss fight in 3 was the
You're
giant
fighting
fucking
the
beetle
scarab that
monster.
it shoots moonbeams at you.
It's so fucking annoying, though.
It's better than Ram, and it's a lot better than the fucking Berserker from 2.
I
Or
had
the Brumac. The
I had a
Brumac.
lot of trouble with the final boss fight because I could never figure out where to fucking hide from the moonbeam.
To be fair, I really have not. I think that Gears of War 3 is the one I've beaten the least because it's the longest game.
That's fair.
I will say that
I've beaten 1, 2, and 3 multiple times.
I have two. It's just I feel like the final boss of 3 is like I don't really I remember it, but I don't remember it kind of, it's like by the time you get to it, you're honestly kind of exhausted because the game is fucking like real
It
okay,
gets grueling.
so what do you think is your favorite part of Gears of War 3? If you had to pick.
Favorite part? Honestly, I love the part where you're like holed up in the base and like all the locusts are just converging like on
Yeah.
your position, because that's when you meet Bernadette and you reconnect with Hoffman. Like,
Yeah.
just the fact that you have to survive in this area while all these locusts are trying to charge you down, and then after that you gotta fight the Lambent Zerker.
Uh,
It's just a fun nightmare.
I really love the level where you're traveling through the desert and you have like the savage locust jumping out of the fucking sand and stuff. It's such a departure from the other two. I mean, it really is unique. You know, I mean, it really does feel like you are out and you're traveling a long distance. Like you're not just in one city. You're not moving from. You are going huge distances in this game, and I thought it was really unique. Because you had never seen an environment like that up until 3. You know.
Yeah.
Also, you know, anything with the silverback, the giant silverback fucking neck suit. That's always fucking cool. All right, what's your least favorite part of Gears of War 3? I know what mine
really
is.
the final boss fight.
You think
honestly.
it's the final boss?
Because I remember having so much fucking trouble with that boss fight, and it's literally all it is it's a boss that has a super attack, and you also have to deal with ads like all around the arena,
mhm.
and there's barely any cover that she cannot fucking shoot through.
I will say my least favorite part has nothing to do with the gameplay. It's a giant fucking sore thumb in the middle of the story.
Oh.
Do you remember the character Griffin?
Oh, Exhibit.
Dude, he sucks. He sucks.
My brother today.
Dude, he's such a fucking lame character. Like, he comes out of
Well,
nowhere.
it's like immediately it's just like, I'm super cool guy and I hate the cogs, and it's like that doesn't make you a super cool guy.
He's like, I'm wearing.
Kind of makes you an obstinate dick this far into the
And
apocalypse.
then I remember he was like they were like, pre-order the game and play as Griffin in the DLC. And it's like, who the fuck cares about this weird, racially nebulous, like, who the fuck cares? Like, Griffin sucks.
Well,
Was it
plus you also
Exhibit?
had you also had that one character Jace, who's just kind of there.
Jace was
Wasn't
cooler.
he voiced by a rapper too?
Jace was cooler than fucking Griffin. Griffin fucking sucked.
It's like,
I don't remember who-
Jace, you immediately get introduced to him, and he's like trying to help like Dom and Marcus secure the boat that they're on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Exhibit's character is just like, yeah, after seeing a major character die, I'm gonna be a cunt to the main character.
Yeah, that'll really endear the audience to you. And then after that, he's literally never seen or heard from again, and you don't even know if he lives or dies.
Yeah.
Like,
I think in Judgment, there's a small portion where you meet him again, maybe?
It's so weird. It's the same thing that they did in fucking that movie Gamer, where they're like, Ludacris is in this movie, and they're like, oh, but he's dead.
Ludacris
Why-
dead.
Why did they put in all that
We're
effort
forming
hiring a rapper?
and this resistance is gonna
No, and
be
then,
fought
like,
by you
remember they
primarily.
did the-
You alone, actually. I'm gonna be a corpse.
Yeah, they did the same thing in fucking Devil's Cartel, where they're like, yeah, we got rappers. It's Big Boy and fucking who's the other? Remember in Devil's Cartel,
I think the other guy's
fucking
name is Chewie, like Chewbacca.
Chewy and Big Boy,
Mm-hmm.
something, or was it DMX?
They
I don't
both
know.
just get their fucking brains blown out.
Yeah,
in
it's
one
like, why were games in the mid 2010s just like randomly putting in rappers as characters that had like nothing to do
killing
with
them
the
off
story?
or making them disappear?
Yeah, it's like, but I think Griffin was the worst. It was the weakest. They should have taken all that effort they put into his character and just put it somewhere else that was not him, because he sucked. I thought he was
like
really
they were
lame.
trying to do this like cool like I'm the last guy living in this city, and we're surviving out here, and you guys have no business being here. And
Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like, do you realize how bad the situation has gotten? Like, it's so dumb.
Our gasoline is turning these people into monsters.
Our gasoline
Please
is
help
turning
me.
us. The gasoline we're using is turning us into zombies. Like, it's gotten a little bit more than just, you know. What else?
Yeah, but what about the cog? What about the fucking cog? Most of them are dead.
We're not a cog
Prescott's
anymore. Dude, we're not a cog anymore, homie. We're just surviving the apocalypse. It's
dead.
beyond. You thought it was bad in Gears of War 1 and 2. Like, holy fuck, man. Like, get over yourself. You know? I think it would have been better if Marcus had just pulled out his gun and shot him in the face and just been like, we're leaving. Like, it would have been a way better ending, or a way better. It would have shown you that Marcus is to the point to where he'll kill other humans now because he's just fucking over it. Okay. So we've waxed and waned, and we've glazed, and we've talked about the first Gears of War games. Do we have to go over? Okay, I have not played Judgment. Do we have to go over that? You think we can skip Judgment?
Well, I could do a rough cliff notes. Basically, it's just Barrett and Cole dicking around in a side story that nobody ever knew happened, nor does it even matter to the greater plot. So it's completely pointless as a game. It's just more Gears of War.
Well, it was also developed by the people. It was developed by a little studio called People Can Fly, which they developed the game Bulletstorm, which is really good.
It's really good.
And they also developed another little series that I'm a big fan of, Painkiller Hell Wars, which was really fucking good. Painkiller Hell Wars was fucking super duper cool. You remember Painkiller?
I never really played a lot of the Painkiller.
That was it was like Doom Eternal before Doom. Like, people say that people are like, Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, bring the game back to the original. I'm like, actually, Painkiller Hell Wars had kind of already done it. Especially like Doom the Dark Ages. A lot of the weapons are really similar to some of the ones from Painkiller Hell Wars, like the stake launcher gun.
Because that was kind of the motif of like Painkiller, is sort of like medieval fantasy, but you're just this guy with a leather jacket.
Yeah, it was like your wife died in a car accident, and you were essentially doing like the Dante's Inferno kind of thing, were going through, I think it was, you were doing missions for Satan to kill other demons that he didn't like so you could get your wife back or something. It was really interesting. But then they made Gears of War Judgment, and I heard in Gears of War Judgment they actually made it to where you could throw grenades by pressing the left bumper instead of equipping it as a weapon, and I thought that was really dumb.
I mean, it was essentially just to give.
They were
control stream.
They were trying to Call of Duty-ize, you know.
Yeah. Well, like the one thing I will admit is like the cool thing about Judgment is they would always have these little like mission modifiers. Like you could find like a thing at the beginning of the level that would change or add like little extra things to the mission to make it harder or give it like a certain like objective.
I heard one of them you could do is you could choose the mission to either be foggy or not, and I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, like I actually like that one.
And then I also heard that they went through the effort of putting in a flash forward to Gears of War 3. And you actually fight Landon.
The game.
They just jump forward and put in all the enemies from like Gears of War. It just seems like that's a lot of effort.
But like the real fucked up thing is it goes from like the new art style back to 3, and that's kind of jarring. But it literally just intonates that like one of the characters, one of the side characters like from Judgment that you've been working with the entire game, just gets murdered like off screen between the games, and it's like, well, really, just gonna fucking murder her off out of nowhere. We don't even get to follow back up with her. She got killed by a bunch of shithead humans.
And then, of course, they had the kind of controversial DLC of Gears of War Judgment.
I don't remember the DLC for Judgment.
Rom's Shadow.
I even more don't remember like the DLC for Judgment.
You play as General Rom, and you use Krill to kill people.
Okay,
you never heard of it?
Cool.
I've heard it was controversial because it was just weird, and it's like it established that you literally play as Rom, and one of your primary weapons is you can point and send Krill to kill humans. And I remember people thought it was kind of controversial because they're like, this is sort of a big fucking story thing that you're implementing, and you're telling people they need to pay money for it, and it's kind of a huge deal. It's like you're essentially adding a shitload.
It's like canon.
I'm pretty sure. I think Judgment is canon, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean,
It shows you how General. It brings back General Rom, and it shows you how he worked. Okay, so would you say Judgment is anywhere near 1, 2, or 3, or is it just its own thing?
I would say it's its own thing. Like, honestly, the only reason that you would play it is if you wanted more Gears of War and you didn't want to play 1, 2, or 3 again.
Mm-hmm.
And you
I heard it's a lot more arcade.
4 or 5.
I heard Gears of War Judgment is a lot more arcadey. It's definitely like a pick up and play kind of game where it's like Gears of War 1, 2, and 3.
But like the levels are definitely like short. You don't get like the sort of like sub-act structure.
It's meant to be.
1, 2, or 3.
It's meant to be replayed over and over and over. Like it's a it's a couch game.
It's literally like more Gears 3, but set in a prequel.
Okay. So now, how long have we been going on for?
We've been going on for about 2 hours.
Well, that's really impressive. Well, good. Now we can wrap up the podcast with what everyone wants to hear.
Gears 4 and 5. Let's just do these 2 fucking shit games in tandem.
Let's go to the questions. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Gears 4. Oh wait, hold on. We need to do silly questions for Gears of War 3.
Oh, shit.
Okay, Gears of War 3. Should Marcus have swapped the banana for a weighted blanket? And that doesn't make any. Oh, what? Should Marcus have swapped? I misread. Should Marcus have swapped the bandana for a weighted blanket and processed his feelings? He does take the.
What about Dom's suicide?
Yeah, I mean maybe. Okay. If Anya's promotion happened now into combat, would Twitter accuse the devs of pandering to feminists or not going far? They would say that they didn't go far enough.
Oh, like they would bitch about the fact that she isn't some ugly troll monster,
and that they would also complain that she isn't the only playable character, and that at some point she doesn't kick Prescott in the nuts and say, "I know what I'm doing. Get out of my way." Like, there's no moment where.
To be fair, it would have been fucking hilarious if, like, on the gurney where Prestout's bleeding out through a hole in his chest, like, you just fucking elbows him in the nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, take that. He's dying. What the fuck?
Okay, and last silly question. Would Baird have been canceled for calling Sam sweetheart during an active firefight in today's modern? Yes.
In today's modern age, yeah, but like in the time period, I don't think anybody really cared.
Okay, so let's just
that's one thing that I kind of want to bring up about Gears.
What?
You had Marcus Phoenix, which was like a black-haired, blue-eyed dude. You had Baird, who was basically surfer dude with goggles. Then you had Coltrane, which was a black dude. You had Dom, who was Hispanic. You had Ty, who I think was supposed to be Samoan. You had Dizzy, who's a redneck. A very diverse game.
Oh, you forgot
Why
Kim.
can't we do that nowadays?
Yeah, Kim was like
games industry.
Kim was a Korean man.
Kim was Korean. I keep calling him Khan for some reason.
Khan? What is it? And then Sam was Australian? So she was like Aboriginal?
Sam was Australian. Yeah.
She was like Aboriginal or something? Yeah, it's like Gears of War has always been about diversity.
Some of the outcasts like legit had like French accents and shit.
No, Gears of War has always been about diversity. I think Gears of War 4 is fucking terrible.
It's meh in my opinion.
I went into it.
It's way better.
I went into it in like the opening of the game. They do flashbacks to make you think like, remember how good those games were, and they get you hyped.
Yeah.
And then
they have you playing as Dom, and Dom barely says a fucking word.
He's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" He's wearing a hat. And you actually fight people for the first time. They actually have a flashback where you're fighting other people, which is kind of crazy.
You're dealing with like the emulsion wars and shit.
Yeah, the Pendulum Wars or whatever.
Yeah.
I think you're in Aspo Field, which is but okay. Thing is, then Gears of War 4 opens and it shows a cocoon hatch and a butterfly come out of it, and you play as JD, which is Marcus's son, and it turns out that Anya died during complications during childbirth, I guess. Which,
of course.
Of
AKA
course,
they couldn't afford the actor, or the actor was pissed off they were flanderizing all the characters.
And they can create a laser beam that shoots down from outer space. They can create a little robot that can turn invisible.
Somehow I haven't figured out that one.
I still haven't figured out a cesarean section, which was invented in like the Dark Ages. Great. So she dies during childbirth.
Sarah Ian section.
Get the fuck out of here. Leave. Go.
I'll take my leave.
Okay, no, it's fine. Stay. And then, okay, so to be fair, I did not beat Gears of War 4. I got about halfway, and you've heard this story a million times because you were there. I got about halfway.
Jack did not.
I did not, because I remember I got about halfway in the game, and Marcus Phoenix gets captured by a big spooky monster, and they're going to go get him back, and I think I saved him, and I remember I called up Fred. And I was just like, hey, Fred, when did the characters start taking the situation seriously? And you were like, what do you mean? And I was like, no, I'm like, when did the characters stop making jokes every 5 seconds and observational comedy bits like Jerry Seinfeld? And they I
think there was a long pause.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, they don't, do they? And you're like, no.
No, they don't.
Gears of War 4 refused to have sincerity. It refused to take itself seriously. I think that they were afraid of even being as violent as the first 4 games were. So it's like they were like, we'll make robots, and then they totally toned down the gore. Like, yes, there's creature gore. And there's like bones and stuff in entrails, I get, but there's no like when you blow someone apart, they're just like a meat sack full of red paint. You don't see bones and entrails.
Well, not just red paint, like they're orange.
No. In the beginning of the game, when you're fighting soldiers in the flashback, when you blow them apart, they're red. But then when you fight against the Swarm, which is a really lame, and I think the Swarm, for one, they're like melted locusts. They look awful. They look generic.
There's such a boring looking, like how do you fuck up Locust, which is literally Dinosaur Man? Like,
by making them look like...
For whatever reason, they covered them with all these like crystalline geode looking fucking things.
And then
it's just like, then the rest of them were like basically like the primordial soup.
Yeah, they're goomin, and then they have orange tinted blood, which it felt like I was playing fucking. It reminded me of that show from the 80s, Creepy Crawlers. I remember that was like when I was like, what is this, fucking Creepy Crawlers? Like, that's a fucking old school. Anyone knows what Creepy Crawlers is? Look that shit up, because that's what Gears of War 4 felt like. And I just remember being like, dude, these fucking there's no gore. The characters aren't funny, no matter how much they insist on it.
Not to mention some of the things that they added in, like it didn't stick with me until you pointed it out. Why the fuck did they add swords and sorcery into fucking Gears of War?
Yeah, they imply that
there's an entire king's tomb in Gears of War.
No, it's like I had always inferred from Gears of War that the planet they were on had really advanced technology, and that they had possibly terraformed the planet, because the moon is called Fiera, and the planet's called Sarah. And I thought Fiera, first terraform, Sarah, second terraform, and I thought that the emulsion was part of the terraforming process that was left over from thousands of years ago. It's like an ancient, powerful astronauts terraform the planet, and then through science they inadvertently create. And it's like, but no, apparently no. There's like a long history of kings and queens and an ancient tomb, and it just felt completely out of place.
One of the worst lines, one of the worst fucking lines from like 4 is when you're going through this goddamn section, which is already jarring already, like considering the fact that yes, somehow Sarah had a medieval culture before the cogs.
Yeah, apparently.
But so you're digging around in the tombs, and like your plucky black guy's sidekick won't shut the fuck up, and he's like, man, like imagine like all these tombs. You think one would have like a king or something, and then like later on, JD finds a big statue of the king. It's like, you said something about a tomb for a king, Dal.
I fucking hate like every
tomb for a king.
Every fucking time they make an observation, you're just waiting for the other foot to drop because they're gonna fucking bring it up.
It's like you're waiting for the punchline. It's just they just bring up what they're talking about. There's no punchline.
And it's fucking like, through the whole
the mere act of repeating it is the comedy, I guess.
They just fucking keep talking. They talk so, and it's like they have to fucking say something about it. It really is a game about millennials.
Literally everything.
They have to fucking say something about everything. They can't just let it breathe. They can't let, and it's like when a scary moment happens, a character be like, man, that's scary.
Whoa,
but they sure do smell bad. Wow, that's really freaky. It's like a horror movie, Man, I feel like a little kid again. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like,
wow, spooky. I think they're hiding from us.
What?
Could be an ambush.
Could be an ambush.
Hey,
it's
JD,
not.
Remember when you talked about an ambush? I think we're being ambushed.
Yeah, exactly. Man, watch out. There could be an ambush. Nah, don't worry. There's no ambush. I said there was going to be an ambush. All right. Next time I'll take it into consideration. It's like they constantly have to fucking quip. And then I'm going to get up to the biggest issue I had with Gears of War 4, which was Kate and her opinions. It is the most retarded, out of character, out of place. Okay, so in the game, let's explain the context.
She's the Rey Skywalker, Mary Sue.
In the game, you're going through a cog settlement, and you see these posters. They're essentially like Wendy the Welder posters, which is like from World War II. Wendy the Welder.
Rosie the Riveter.
And it says things like, it's like, be a mother to raise our tomorrow. And like, it's like, do your part and help bring the world back. And there's all these posters essentially letting women know that, hey, the world just dealt with an extinction level event. 99% of human life was completely wiped off the face of the earth. There's only 1% of humans left. Have children. It's really important.
Please.
And Kate essentially goes, want me to have children? Yeah, right. My body, my choice.
Fucking anti-natalist after the apocalypse.
And it's like the entire game, all of them have been set around family, brotherhood, honor, keeping a destroyed beauty, the magnificence of something that was once beautiful, warped by destruction. And you're fighting for the fragments of what once was. You know what I mean? And to sit there and go, oh, my body, my choice. It makes zero fucking sense.
Fuck the future.
Fuck the future. And not only that, but she's
in the face of like every last game. Even Judgment was like, yeah, the future's important. Like, don't forget the past, but we got to go on to the future. And like, for whatever reason, like 4 is just like, fuck the future.
And not only that, but
our parents don't know shit.
Oh yeah, and then her opinion on the fact where it's like, I'm more useful as a soldier than I am a mother, and it's like, that's actually not true because they have an entire army of robots. Also, Baird was Flanderized, and now instead of being a decent mechanic, and a MacGyver and a guy that can jerry rigs, he's actually a biomechanical engineer who by himself single-handedly created an entire army of Terminator Skynet robots, including drones.
By the way, the swarm can just hack by shooting through.
Wow. Oh, man. Weren't they supposed to be the thing that fought them? Oh, I guess they're completely ineffective. Oh, great. Well, what's the fucking point? It's like
There is
they
no
made
point.
they made an entire army of, and not only did he make robots, but he designed them weaponry. So he's like fucking Tony Stark levels of intelligent now. Did you ever in any of the original games? Was it ever implied that Baird was a Tony Stark leveled engineer? And if he was, why the fuck was
it
he
would
out
always
fighting?
imply that he was the smartest guy in the room, but that was only because he was basically your buddy who's a mechanic who can listen to a car and be like, "Oh yeah, your alternator's pulley's going bad."
But like, if this guy is smart enough, if he is smart enough to create a fucking robot Terminator army, why was he out fighting on the front lines? Why wasn't he in R&D? Why wasn't he helping Adam Phoenix? You think that with the help of Baird, Adam would have figured out the fucking emulsion cure a lot quick. You know what I mean? It's like,
Who knows? Maybe they just thought he had an attitude problem.
oh yeah, he had an attitude problem, dude. So did Adam Phoenix. He fucking deserted, and yet they still were like, no, we need this motherfucker. I don't give a fuck.
You mean Marcus?
No, Adam Phoenix fucking left everyone to like go to the caves, or like he fucking faked his own death or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Adam wasn't necessarily the most reliable person, but it's like them flanderizing Baird and being like, oh yeah, Baird is this super fucking like hyper intelligent individual that can create armies of that made no fucking sense.
Oh, and by the way, he's married to Sam now.
Which is a character that he specifically said, I'm not interested in you. And they're like, actually, they're together. And it's like, they fucking hated each other.
But
like,
why?
Well, because
like the whole point was like they were at best like platonic friends.
Yeah, it's like, no, they actually they were into each other, and it's like that was never implied. Do you know how? Okay, so you beat Gears of War 4.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go over the funny questions real quick. Wait, no. Tell me about Gears of War 4. What's the ending?
The ending is literally you find Kate's mom and she's strapped up like to the locust. Fucking, I don't even fucking know. Like for whatever reason, she's attached to like all these like giant artery valves that I guess is slowly transforming her into a new queen for the locusts. And they intonate that Kate and her mom are both part of the family line, the same one as Mira. So it was intonating that in 5, like, I guess Kate was going to become a queen or something like that. I think, I don't even fucking know, because I barely even know the story to 5. I just know it ends shittily with a fucking even worse retcon.
Okay, let's go over the funny questions for Gears of War 4 to see, okay? Or the actual questions, not funny. How successfully does the game introduce JD, Kate, and Dell while maintaining connections to Marcus and the original cast? It shits all over it. It fucking ruins it.
I don't mind JD. It's just Kate and Dell. Like, JD actually had some good lines. Like, when Marcus finally got snatched up and he freaks out. Like, that was a pretty good moment for him. The only problem was, as soon as he saved Marcus, they go back to fucking joking again.
Does the story strike a balance between legacy narrative and establishing new conflicts with the Swarm? No, they completely retcon the ending of the third game.
Yeah, they disrespect like everything about the third. Like the locusts don't turn into dust; they retcon, so a bunch of them just happen to be like cocooned. There's the motif. And for whatever, me and Jack were talking about this earlier. For whatever reason, they have all these fucking bodies and they don't think once, maybe we should destroy all these things.
Yeah, it's like, well, we decided to throw them all in a big hole. And I'm like, that sounds like a bad idea. Like, what happens if...
They couldn't have, like, at least emulsified them down to, like, some sort of fucking goo, and then whatever popped out was the new locust? Like, no, they just throw them all in a pile, and then they wake up, and it's like, oh, fuck.
And
should have known this would have happened.
And then we brought it up. Why didn't they knew that they were in a big pile, right?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they get the Hammer of Dawn and use it to
just liquefy them?
Yeah. Or at the very
Incinerate
least,
the fuckers.
get a couple hundred guys with sledgehammers to sit there and work for a couple months to smash them all into bits. And then
When the bodies cocooned, they became really hard to destroy. It doesn't really sound like you tried.
yeah. Oh, they became hard to destroy. So you still destroyed them though, right? No, actually, we just threw them into a big pile and said, it's like, oh, you threw the big things that thrive from living underground into a pile underground. No, I'm sure that'll be fine.
It sounds pretty silly.
Yeah, it does sound kind of dumb.
If this game would have been smarter.
Yeah, it's almost like we completely fucking ended the story at 3, and there shouldn't have even been a fucking 4th game.
Well, it's like if they did it the right way, 4 could have been really good. It's just the fact of the matter was it was played with a bunch of, at the time, millennial writing points, and at the time it had a bunch of like shoehorned politics that were completely unnecessary.
Yeah,
it's just. And 5 was even worse.
I said, I really think that they killed Anya with the childbirth. It felt like a fucking political dig. Like, see, this is what giving a child.
It's like it was a kick in the dick because you go through all that effort only to learn that like Marcus is once again alone.
Yeah, it's like his
brother,
son's
obviously not fucking taking care of him.
His brother died. His brother died. His dad died. His fucking wife dies. It's like Jesus.
Yeah.
So would you say, are the themes of generational trauma and family effectively conveyed through the gameplay and dialogue? No,
it doesn't convey that at all.
How does the pacing and structure of the campaign compare to the other trilogy? It's fucking awful.
It's all over
really
the place.
bad.
The pacing is so wacky that you go to a fucking castle at one point.
Did the tone shift towards a lighter? I also like how they just were like, oh yeah, the humans. They were like the guys from Starship Troopers. Like. They imply that they were like, yeah, the cog. During the Pendulum Wars, they were essentially Nazis, and it's like,
yeah,
okay, who cares? Like, fucking, nobody cares about the politics of the humans, man. It's like, let's move on.
Well, it's like it always intonated that, but then it's like instead of like making it a morally gray thing, like it always was in the story, because it's like it was a legit civil war that turned into an extinction.
Yeah,
and the game was just like, well, maybe humanity really deserved that extinction. It's like,
there's literally a part.
Do that.
There's a part in 4 where you're in the museum, and they're like, this weapon was created, or this enfeebled weapon that was much less capable than the Gears weapons was a gun created by the disgusting communist forces of the whatever. And it's like, okay, we get it. Like fucking the cogs weren't necessarily the best people.
Like your resistance is communism, whatever.
Okay, let's see. It really is communism. They're like, let us live as a communist in our village.
We're communists. We live in a commune.
We're communists. We live in a commune. Yeah, that fucking. It's like, oh, that's great. And what are you guys complaining about? Not having enough food? Oh, but that's the government's fault, right? The government you guys rejected. Yeah. Okay, Gears of War 5. I said I didn't beat 4. I thought Horde mode was okay, except they got rid of all the fat locusts, and so now it's like, what? You can't have fat locusts anymore. You got to make them all muscly. It felt like they were afraid.
Well, it's like. Not to mention the fact that like literally like you get the whole like at least a majority. I don't know if you get the whole arsenal or a majority of the arsenal from 3, but here's what they added to the game in 4: the same exact guns, but the robots use them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they add in that fucking railgun sniper rifle. They add in that submachine gun, like that magnetic fucking shotgun.
I didn't like any of those
it's
guns.
Just reskins of all the other guns.
Okay, Gears of War 5. How well does Kate's story explain the identity, agency, and moral ambiguity compared to previous protagonists? She sucks. She's annoying.
She's awful.
She's a fucking Mary Sue.
The Mirror retcon feels like it was thrown in last minute just to explain why, like why the Locust would kidnap her mom instead of outright fucking killing her.
And then, of course, it
because everybody else is either mutated or dead.
and then it just goes to show, Kate is the most important person in the entire planet. the entire world revolves around her. She is so important.
Yeah, but I'd rather play as Marcus Phoenix' son.
Yeah. Does the game successfully expand the world building of Sarah? And I think it actively detracts from what.
I almost think it goes back and retroactively hurts the world building.
Yeah, I feel like it retracts from it. I feel like it takes a lot of what was
in the
established.
5th game, you're just like fucking dicking around on like a land sail. Like you just scooting through the desert on this like parasail.
That brings up
which makes even
point.
less fucking sense than any of the other vehicles in the series.
How do the open-ended exploration segments affect pacing and engagement compared to the linear campaigns? I feel like it's so stupid. That's why I didn't play Gears 5. I've seen plenty of gameplay footage and story synopsises, but I don't want to play.
The reason why I didn't buy it was like when I saw the trailer and I saw health bars, I was like, "That's not fucking Gears of War."
No, health bars and Gears of War.
Gears.
No, and then not only that, but who the fuck wants to play an open world Gears game? That's not. That's
yeah.
Well,
it sounds cool. It could be really cool. Like imagine like Frontlines Feel of War, but it's just Gears of War.
But I don't want to play an open. I like the tight narrative where you have objectives and you're moving through set pieces.
I know, I'm just passing out like a good hypothetical if it was an actual good game, but what they did was they took a lot of branding, a lot of gay pride flags, and that one dick from that failed Terminator movie, put her in the damn game, and the fucking game flopped. It flopped so hard that they had to start releasing prequel DLC where you went back and played as Dom again.
I love that they literally, from how I understand it, they just canceled Gear 6. They were like, actually, no, they shelved Gear 6, and now they're making a prequel. And it's so funny, because they set up like this big, like, oh, you see, Gear 6 is going to be the epic conclusion to the new trilogy. And it's like, dude, nobody fucking cares. Like, nobody wants to play as Kate. Nobody wants to. It's like, who the fuck is.
They made every character so fucking unlikable, and then they just decided, like, at the end of Gears 5, it's just like, you know these characters we were trying to get you used to? Good luck, dickhead. Pick between one of them.
Yeah, I love that they set it up in Gears 5 that Kate has to make a choice between saving JD or Dell. And it's like, they purposely make it to where JD fucks up through the whole game and ends up getting people killed, and he's a big fat failure with egg all over his face, and now he's just a part of the machine.
They improved his character design. They made him look fucking awesome in 5.
But oh no, he's just a part of the machine now. He's just a fucking another soldier. Now all he does is follow orders.
Black guy.
and then they make the nerdy black guy be your best friend all through Gears of War 5. And then you have a choice. Do you make the wrong choice and choose the piece of shit white guy? Or do you make the sensible choice and choose the black guy that's had your back through the whole... And it's like, we see what you're doing.
Meanwhile, every Gears player is thinking in the back of their mind, okay, Marcus lost his father, his best friend and brother, several people across several of the games, his wife, and now we're going to kill his son too?
Right?
No!
Yeah, like, who the fuck is gonna... And it's like, obvious they wanted you to fucking let JD die. Like, they were really hoping...
everybody is literally like, I don't want to see Marcus cry.
And it's so funny, because Marcus isn't even a fucking playable character. And it's like, people are still more concerned with what's going on with Marcus than the main character of the fucking game.
Yeah, because, like, say what you want, but, like... Is it Joe DiMaggio or John DiMaggio?
John DiMaggio.
John DiMaggio has been playing Marcus Phoenix for so long. He has that character completely zeroed in, even if he's giving a mediocre performance for a bad game.
That reminds me of...
He's so good at Marcus Phoenix that he just falls into the role every single time. And you're looking at this man, and it's like, I can't let Mark down. I can't let Marcus down. Please don't make me do this.
And then, what I fucking really disliked about it was the fact that, like, here's one of the cringiest moments that really took me out of Gears of War 4. So there's a scene where this robot comes up and it's got like a plasma screen television on its face, and it's got like the new, it's got the new woman who's in charge, like Of course, there's a woman in charge of the government, even though 90% of the
Hillary fucking Benton.
yeah,
Or
okay.
whatever.
So it's like Kate's mom pulls out 2 daggers, like Riddick, and she cuts the robot's head off somehow with 2 I don't even know how you're able to do. I don't know how you can cut a robot's head off with a sword.
Towards a machine that has come up to you and said, "We would like to negotiate."
Yeah, and she's like, "Fuck, negotiate." So she cuts off the robot's head, but then in the next level, they have the same robot walk up, and it's like, "Marcus Phoenix, we're hoping to negotiate." And then Marcus pulls out his chainsaw and he cuts that robot in half too. And it's like, did you guys just put the same scene in twice because you couldn't decide whether or not to let Marcus do it or to let this new girl boss
the
do it?
Marcus one is way cooler.
But it's the fact that they had to put it in twice because they're like, no. See, they're both cool. See, they both do. And it's like
one the thing that's actually really telling about like 4 and 5 is how disrespectful they are to the Carmine bloodline. Like straight up in 4, like within the first 5 seconds of hearing, "Oh, that's Gary Carmine. He is one of the Carmine progeny." He immediately gets killed by a giant ball, just smashing him to bits.
And then in 5, apparently they're like, "Oh, this is a girl Carmine," and it's like, "Are you fucking
she
kidding
fucking dies
me?"
too, literally in the first 5 seconds.
Oh no! But then they play her death super seriously, and it's like, it's
this
all
is the one you care about, not dumbass Gary Carmine.
Yeah, fuck him. He's just a fucking joke. But this and
Which
then
I like Gary Carmine because he was cool. He wore like fucking snowboarder goggles and a shanka and a skull mask.
Right, but
and
then
they murder him.
in years 5, they have it set up to where not only does the girl Carmine die, but it's all JD's fault because I think they call the Hammer of Dawn down and it ends up glitching, and then it kills kills
That's not
her.
JD's fault.
No, it's totally his fault. It was whose call?
The
Like
Hammer
they
of
make
Dawn
sure
glitch. That's not JD's fault.
And I'm pretty sure Kate's like, "Don't do it. It's gonna cause bad problems." And he's like, "Fuck off, you dumb woman. I know what I'm doing. I'm fucking
You dumb stupid bitch.
Stupid bitch." Fuck it. And then he immediately gets like proven that he's a stupid idiot. And how could he let a Carmine die? Oh my god! And it's like, man, Carmine dying has never necessarily been played for laughs.
Carmine's been dropping like flies since
it was like the Wilhelm scream of the Gears franchise, and the fact that they have to take all the fun out of it. And it's like in 4,
because in 1 it was meant to show the stakes and how quickly somebody could just get fucking ganked out of nowhere. In the second game, it was meant to show, oh no, there's a whole entire family line here. They're fighting for survival.
Yeah,
and in the
also,
third game, it's like this is the logical conclusion when you give somebody no options left. Because Clayton, like, full on is like, no, fuck that. I'm a grub killer.
Yeah, and I love that Clayton survives Gears of War 3. Like, they show at the very end of the game.
Literally, it was one of those, like, Jason Todd style polls. Like, they were legit, like, thinking about killing off Clayton, but everybody was
they
like,
were like, Clayton,
this Carmine has to live.
If you went to the Avatar store, if you remember this, Gears of War 3 had an Avatar store, and there was a shirt you could buy for your Xbox avatar that says, "Let Carmine live, let Carmine die," and more people bought the "Let Carmine live" shirt than the "Die" shirt, and that's why they set it up like he dies, but then at the end of the game they show him pick his helmet back up, and it's like, yeah. And then in the 4th game they're like, "Oh, there's Gary Carmine. Oh, he's dead." And then oh no,
there's another Carmine. She's dead.
No, Fred. Now that it's a woman, now it's serious. Now death is serious. Now it matters because she's a woman.
Meanwhile, the whole time throughout 3, they were making callbacks. Clayton got shot in the face by a fucking sniper rifle. He's like, "Man, good thing I was wearing this helmet."
Yeah, that's awesome. I love I love the fact that also it's like they've already established that 90% of the population is dead. Yet you have Kate, her mom, the leader of the coalition of the new COG. You have female Carmine, and they're all like soldiers and shit. And it's like, what the it would have been really powerful if like the women were dealing with like actually show women being treated like shit. Don't just imply, oh, they're being treated like, but then show that they're a part of the military. Because if it was the real world, they wouldn't let women in the fucking military anymore. Are you kidding me? They would fucking
90% of the population.
You ever see that? You ever read that book, The Giver?
No, but you've told me the whole entire story.
It would be like The Giver. It would be like women are like relegated to fucking in vitro fertilization farms where they're mandated like to give 3 babies per life, and like if you're gonna imply that telling women to have children is fucked up or being a mother is fucked up, show why.
Don't make it fucked up.
No, they're too afraid. They're too afraid to do gore. They're too afraid to do violence.
Well, like
they're too afraid.
They can't show a woman in a vulnerable position, but they have to make you understand that women are vulnerable but strong.
So they're Schrodinger's feminists. They are both empowered and a victim at the same time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Schrodinger's feminists. They're at the they are both empowered and a victim until one proves to be more advantageous than the other. And I don't want to totally shit on Ben Yahtzee Croshaw because I like Ben Yahtzee Croshaw, but I remember his review for Gears of War 5 was just so dismissive because he's like, well, the new leader of this, or the new character in this game is Kate. And don't worry, boys. It's like she's just as rough and tumble and curse-worthy as all the other characters. She'll be right in line with all the other. And I'm like, characters being rough. And not only that, but characters being rough and tumble and cursing, that's not what people played Gears of War for. They played it for the fucking masculinity. And I'm sorry, but just
like
because
like how the characters acted, that was the spice. Like them being vulgar, fucking kind of idiot, like jacked out dude bros, was ancillary because you liked who these characters were.
Yeah,
like Coltrane was a loudmouth, like fucking walking football player stereotype, but people loved him because he was giant loudmouth walking football player stereotype.
And then not only that, but when shit got serious, I remember that part in Gears of War 1 where Gus is like, oh, I'm not so sure about this, Marcus. And he's like, I'll take that in line, Gus. And he's like, yes, sir. And Dominic is like, Jesus, Marcus. And he's like, he'll get over it. And it's like they showed like the reason these guys are making jokes is because their situation is fucked up. And they've got to do something to try and keep it going. It's like they got to make light of it. Making Kate a foul, just because you make a woman act like a man, that doesn't make her empowered. Okay. And it's like, I honestly think one of the most powerful things a woman can do is to be a mother. Because it's like anyone can fucking take a life. Any person on the planet that can hold a gun can take a life. But it takes a true woman to create a life. It's like Sarah Connor.
It's like the whole time, like you play like Gears 4 and I assume 5. It's like you can never really figure out what the fuck the motivation of like any of the characters is, except for like get to the end of the game.
Wouldn't it have been amazing? What if they had a situation where Kate is like against the whole motherhood thing, and then later on in the game she's like, I had a baby. You had a baby? And it's like, but they took him from me, and it's like, they took him from me and they took him to the Coalition of Governments Youth Program. I'll never know who he is. I won't know who he is. I don't know who he grew up to be, and it's like, actually she had a baby and it was taken by the government and conscripted into like a Hitler youth that would have been powerful, but no.
Well, because of the mental illness of liberalism, you can't have a positive connotation towards a baby in any single form.
No, you can't. No, pregnancy is bad. Being a mother is bad.
Love is more than her
bad.
womb.
Heterosexual love is bad.
Then, what? Well, tell me, writer, what is a woman besides their womb? Powerful. Powerful how? Powerful.
There are situations.
Okay, there's no talking to you.
There are situations where mothers. I can't remember this story. There's a situation where like a mom was like in a nature park with her baby, and like a fucking 2-ton boulder fell off the cliff and was going to crush her kid, and she literally picked up the boulder and threw it off of her, and it like broke every fucking bone in her body. But it was because her urge to protect her child was so great. She had superhuman resolve in that last few seconds to do something or situations where mothers will fucking lift a car off the ground to help get their child out. And it's like sometimes being a mother is the most powerful thing a woman can do. And to sit there and go, oh, I'm more than that. I can be a fucking killer. It's like, that's not being more than a woman.
It's a
that's
complete
being less.
misunderstanding and misrepresentation of like what is a character. Like for whatever reason, these new writers like forget like to make a character interesting, there needs to be some conflict. But in all these modern games with all these fucking shitty millennial writing tropes, there's never ever any conflict. Everybody is either cool with each other or fucking hates each other's guts. There's never any resolution to anything. Things just exist as is, and they always remain within the status quo. Meanwhile, like you got Marcus from the first game, who falls into a leadership position that he doesn't want to be in, and he kind of acts like a shit at first. Then in 2, when he actually realizes, no, I'm the linchpin of this squad, and I got this this operator over the radio who's helping me out through all these situations, and I legit do care about all these people I'm around.
Yeah.
And it culminates in 3, when those people start dying off.
Yeah. And then it's like the tagline of 3 was literally brothers to the end. And the whole issue I have with like Gears of War 4 and 5 with Kate being in order to be a strong woman, you have to be a top. It reminds me of Terminator 2 when Sarah Connor is talking with Miles Dyson, who is the guy that ended up helping create Skynet, like in the future. She's like, it's men like you that created the atom bomb. It's like, all you know how to do is fucking destroy and kill. You don't know what it's like to actually create something, to bring life. And like, John is like, Mom, fucking chill out. Like, but the fact is that, but she is right. Like, she is making a point. It's like, to create life. Now that's really something special. That's really something that, but to create things, to create death, anyone can fucking do that. Anyone can kill someone. Anyone can pull a trigger, but it takes a real woman to be able to create a life. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting emotional over it because it really does upset me.
The disrespect of like an entire like genetic function because it doesn't align with your politics. And completely
not only that,
cheapens any character development because you're hamstringing it for petty reasons.
And
like,
the first
why can't you show this character like coming to terms with being like a mother? Why can't you show this character like having to deal with issues like beyond like just battle? Like seriously, like all the dudes in like 1, 2, and 3, I'd say those are very good. Like they're very very good lenses into like how like jacked out dudes with nothing but testosterone and gusto would react after a forever war.
Yeah,
like they'd eventually start to go a little fucking crazy. Yeah. And like we don't really have that like sort of like thing for the female perspective except from like Anya and Sam, and even then like they didn't really delve into it because the main focus was Marcus, Dom, Cole, and Baird.
Yeah, and the first 3 games always mentioned children. They always mentioned like Rojas has a little boy that just turned 2. It's like, Dom's kids died and Marcus lost his brother. It's like every single of the original games focused on family, brotherhood, brotherhood in war, honor, respect, putting aside your differences, putting aside things like ethnicity and faith, and focusing on what really matters, which is to fucking keep going. It's like from the road.
Make a better tomorrow.
It's like Cormac McCarthy's The Road, why do we keep doing this? Why do we keep living in a world that's fucking wants us dead? And it's like, because we got to keep the fire alive. We got to keep the fire alive. And it's like to sit there and just disregard that over something as petty as, modern day identity politics. It fucking makes me sick. And that's why I don't want to play.
It shows the lack of creativity that these people have.
And
they
the
literally got given a dream job and could not get the creative juices flowing enough to not make something.
It's because they hate. It's because they hate the original fucking games. They fucking.
They
they're
do.
like,
They
and
hate that this is not something they created, and they know for a fact that they cannot recreate it.
To them, all they think Gears of War is it's a bunch of toxic men saying fucking shit while killing stuff. That's all the games are
It's
about.
like it's that whole bit that you always like go over from that old Newgrounds video. Just like you see the truck tires, you see how they're jacked to shit, and instead of being tongue in cheek in an endearment with it, it's actively antagonistic. Like the fourth and the fifth games, like they have so much disdain for everything that came before. That's why it wants you to kill JD, like, instead of Dell, because they want you to kill the past because the future's so much better.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the original games was about preserving the future.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the future is actively trying to kill the past that fucking allowed it to exist in the first place.
Yeah.
You know? And then how actually everything that they did in the first three games is a giant fucking fuck up. They could have totally done it differently, and this whole shit about
plus they have to make it very obvious to show the incompetence of the cogs after 3. Just like, oh yeah, we took all the bodies and chucked it in a body hole.
Meanwhile, that wasn't how 3 ended.
Bad to happen.
Yeah, it's like the government was so fucking ignorant that they decided, oh, you know what? Let's just fucking. It's so dumb that they had to retroact.
Then another thing with like 4, like I don't know like any of the story about like 5 between.
I don't know. I know that
like, all throughout 4, it just every single fucking time it would show everybody is completely out of their fucking depth and nobody has a clue what's going on.
Yeah.
For some fucking reason, Baird.
Right, but I mean, I guess he's Tony Stark genius or whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, like I'm just really disappointed with 4 and 5. I think that they lost.
It's a lot of wasted like potential. Like I always ask myself, like if I had half of the opportunities that these people have, like I would not make nearly as many mistakes as they did. But then again, that's not fair because I don't know because I'll never be in their position. But I at least know I love the games that they are fucking up.
Well, I know that there was only like one guy that ended up from the original series. There was one guy that worked on 4 and 5 from the originals, I'm pretty sure. Maybe a couple others. But then 5 came out, that they fucking fired most of the people that like worked on that game, right? Like they removed.
Well, that's why you saw all the fucking tropes at the time: tiered loot, health bars, fucking open world, the cursed rooms.
What is it? Like, didn't they add in all this fucking trans flag bullshit that is nowhere?
Yeah, literally, they gave up so hard that every flag, like how you would have like the American flag, the Argentinian flag, you would have like Germany, like just a bunch of countries. Now most of those were just taken up by different pride flags. That's let me just say this, like without a hint of irony, nobody knows what most of those fucking flags mean.
No, and not only that, but
you're just making them up.
and just to say it as well, it's like if I could choose any series that has no place for queer storytelling, it's Gears of War. All right, it just doesn't.
Gears of War not queer enough for you?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, look, man, like some of my favorite characters in media are gay or androgynous or have like an undetermined, intersexual identity. I mean, like, like Griffith or Nagato or Kefka or Sephiroth or, it's like these characters where it's like they're kind of like nebulous. It's sort of, and those games make it work, but Gears of War is not a place for queer storytelling. It doesn't. I don't know.
It's not really a story for politics anyway.
It's a story that
maybe at the loosest degree, like maybe like just showing the dystopia that came before, but that's it.
But to sit there and like hammer it, oh well, the COG are actually they're bad and communism is good.
Yeah, we knew that.
Oh.
No, that's not true.
Well, that's what they fucking do in the fourth game because they're like, oh, they want us to be a part of the government when all we want to do is live in our little hippie commune which is obviously the right choice. We're being oppressed by fascists. And it's like, what the fuck is this? Like,
They never really explain why the fucking cogs even care.
Because
Because they're a dystopian totalitarian government.
because they
Yeah,
can't.
but what is their motivation? Doesn't matter. They're totalitarian. They're the government.
Yeah, the government's bad. The government's corrupt. I'm not a
Open your
big
third
fan
eye.
of the government. Not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the government. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of the government. I'm not a big fan of the government. That should have been the fucking. That should have been the song that played for Gears of War 4 and 5.
I'm so pissed off because we would joke for years about like Tien and Yamcha having a fucking rap battle.
Yeah.
And then somebody just comes out but makes it with Vegeta and Piccolo, and it's like,
Yeah. Our original bit was Yamcha's like he's like, yeah, I got a mixtape, and he's like, yeah, I'm a lyrical spiritual, flipping and dipping, I got a hand on my gat, and then Tien comes in with his hook, and he's like,
the whole.
Tien comes in with his hook, and he's like, open your third eye, open your third eye, you gotta do it, open your third eye. Him screaming while doing the
Corrupt.
he's doing the.
It's just the whole Filthy Frank bit, but it's just Tien and Yamcha.
Ian doing like the tri-beam triangle over his third eye while yelling, oh, third eye, open your third eye. How is that? And then,
He just keeps doing the solar flare over and over again.
And then but then recently I saw the not a big fan of the government. I'm not a big fan of the government. That's awesome. Not to. I know somebody that fucking works in the government, and I sent them that, and they're like, "That's really, really funny." I was like, "You need to set that as your ringtone." He works at the government
walking
office.
between cubicles, and you just hear.
Not a big fan.
Not a big fan of the
Of the
government.
government. I'm not a big fan of the government. I fucking wish, bro. I wish. All right.
That'd be beautiful.
So I got a little emotional there. I didn't mean to get so, but I mean, Gears of War.
You're
really,
fine. It's just like we like that's the thing. Like between us and the people working on this game, like it's clear where the passion is. It's with the fans. The problem is fans don't have any control over how the fucking studio fucks up the game.
And I have zero expectations for E-Day. I'm already just gonna assume it sucks.
Oh, dude, like I'm not even gonna buy it. Like I don't
fucking
even care anymore. I have
dude,
Gears
like,
1, 2, 3, even Judgment. I can't even see myself going back and playing 4 if I'm really that fucking bored.
I don't see. I honestly, it's not that I don't. It's not that I think it's going to be bad. It's that I don't think they have the talent to make it good.
Well, there's zero expectation, and like the best they can do is just 1, 2, or 3 again. Like the worst they could do is 5 again.
They're never gonna fucking be able to make a game as good as 3 ever again. They should have just fucking stopped.
Because it's a completely different team anyway. They don't have the talent anymore.
No, they really don't. It's like they don't have the heart, they don't have the soul, they don't have the talent. And as I said, it's like you're asking a bunch of fucking people that don't understand the first trilogy. They don't even get it. And their idea, their whole entire concept of what the trilogy is it's men saying cuss words and shooting big guns, which is...
I mean, that's part of it.
But that's like such a fucking, like... It's almost like a stereotype. That's like being like all rap music is fucking black people talking about crime.
Well,
it's
like, legit. Like back in the day, like anytime one of these games came out, like the first thing people would say about it is like, "What if all the dudes in that game were gay?" It's literally that mindset. Except now it comes from a place of disdain instead of cheeky endearment.
Yeah, and it's like, people will say, well, you're not sure if they purposely meant to spite the old audience. And it's like, I don't know.
I know for a fact they do.
Like, I'm not saying that I have evidence to prove it, but when you play the games and they're actively shitting all over what came before it and not even in going back and retconning the story and adding all this
to the point where any good character moment between the original cast feels schizophrenic compared to the story that we are seeing.
And what's the fucking point of being like, actually, Kate she's the new Locust princess, and she's also the most important person on the planet. Like,
It's literally
really?
it's Rey Skywalker. It's Mary Sue.
That's what I'm. It's like, why the fuck would they like? That's so. It's like she's the most important person on the planet. Huh?
Let me say this instantly. If you found out there were living relatives of Mira, you would either A, have a big watchful eye on them to make sure nothing fucking happens, or B, you just fucking kill them because you wouldn't want to take that risk.
Oh, they're a super fascist government, yet they're not killing people that could lead to the apocalypse. Oh, real fascist.
Straight up!
Real
it literally
fascist.
leads to the apocalypse again at 5! That's why JD Ordell can die!
And I love the fact that she makes a point like, my body, my choice. I'm not gonna have a baby just because someone tells me. It's not like the apocalypse is happening anyway. Oh, guess what? The apocalypse happened.
The
it's
apocalypse came back, bitch. Guess what?
And not only did the apocalypse happen, but you are the reason it's happening. Like,
yeah.
You started it. It's like being the person that opened. It's like, oh, it's not like Pandora's box is going to be open. Oh, look at this box over here. I'm just going to open it. Oh, great. I just opened Pandora's box. Oh, fuck. You know that thing I just criticized that it's not happening? I just caused it to happen. And
it's all JD's fault.
Yeah, it's all JD's fault, yeah. Because he's a stupid fucking white man. God damn it.
And then he became a skinhead with a beard, so that made him cool.
But yeah, and then he got a cool holographic robot arm thing that like is a paint. It's fucking cool. I like that robot arm.
Cool. I really like what they did with JD's character design in 5. Hell, I'd even say they did a good job at making Del less fucking nerdy, even though his character doesn't match, I assume.
If I could say one thing though, when I think Gears of War, the last thing that comes to my mind is windsurfing. Windsurfing? You're windsurfing?
Like at the end of 4, you attach a giant helicopter blade to your fucking Gundam and tear apart a Leviathan.
That sounds pretty cool.
It is actually pretty cool.
But is it still stupid though? Like I said, I haven't played all the way through 4. I don't know how the fucking game ends.
I mean, it literally ends with you fighting like a giant locust with a giant robot.
Okay.
So it's good for that instance. It's a nice crescendo.
Let's look through the funny questions for Gears of War.
I actually gotta use the bathroom again.
Okay, go for it. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of the government. I'm not a big fan of the government. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of the government. I'm not a big fan of the government. Not a big fan. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of the government. I'm not a big fan of the government. Sorry, that was my... that's the theme song to Gears of War 4 and 5, and also the entire story. The government's bad. Having children is bad. Being in love is bad. Caring about people is bad. You should only care about the right kind of people. What? You didn't save a black guy? You're a fucking racist. You should let Marcus's son die. That's obviously who you should let die. And then Marcus, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure he's like, it's okay. He had it coming. Oh, God. Well, everyone that tuned in, I hope this was a good podcast. I think it was a good podcast. I think it was cohesive. Hey, stop up with your water bottle. Why are you doing that? What are you doing? Stop it. Sorry, my cat is moving her water to the side. What are you doing, meow? Get over here. Meow for the audience. Meow. Meow for them. Meow. There we go. Oh, you're a whiny kitty, aren't you? After this, I'm going to feed you some mackerel. You want some mackerel? You going to get some. You going to get some. Get. Shoot. That's right. Get out of here, you weeble. You weeble wobble. Ah, that's pretty cool. Well, I think after this, we're just going to go over... Okay, you back?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go over the final questions that are silly, and then we'll call it a wrap. Hey,
Yeah.
stop it! Stop it, you asshole!
Get some help.
All right, my cat's fucking with her water bottle for some reason.
Of course.
Okay,
My
it's
cat's staring at me.
Is Kate's journey empowerment or just trauma-based marketing?
Trauma-based marketing.
Mm-hmm. That's not even a joke. Did the Locust Queen spirit sign an informant consent waiver before possessing Kate?
Wait, that
I'm gonna
happens?
guess. She gives Kate visions, right? And then Kate's mom becomes possessed with the ghost of Mira. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
we have
when
possession now?
I don't know. When you choose between JD and Dell, is that gameplay choice or an implicit bias test? I think it really is an implicit bias test. I really do.
Are you gonna pick the minority that deserves to live, or the white guy?
The evil white devil that got everyone killed. That's total fuck
Look,
up.
he's even a skinhead. You have to hate him.
Isn't there like something where like if you do let JD die, Marcus says something along the line? It's like it's okay. He had it coming, or like something. I'm pretty sure.
No, I watched both endings, and legit, like, all you get from the ending where JD dies is Marcus looks at you really sad. And it's like, no.
No, it would be a
Nobody
little
would
bit
pick
more.
that ending.
Yeah, who the fuck would do that? It's so stupid. Okay. Is the hive just a metaphor for the algorithm? No, I think the hive is a metaphor for the AIDS crisis.
I'm gonna need a little more of an explanation on that
I
one.
actually don't. I don't know. That's just what everyone says. Everything.
It's
They're
about
like,
late stage capitalism.
that was like when people were talking about John Carpenter's The Thing, and they're like, actually, it's a movie about AIDS because you could have AIDS and not even know until it's too late. And somebody gives you a blood test, and you start transforming into a horrific monster. Just like with AIDS. You can tell if somebody has AIDS. You can tell if someone has AIDS because when you take a blood sample, it melts the syringe because it's acid.
Yeah, if you poke it with if you poke it with a heated wire, it'll just jump out at you.
Ow!
'Cause AIDS.
Ow! That really hurt. Oh my God, he's one of them! Get over here, you big filly, so I can put your dick in my mouth. Ooh.
Oh,
No! Yeah, well, fuck you too. And then Kurt Russell blows them up. Okay.
Give a Windows head.
Would the cog now make every gear take unconscious bias trading between five? Now, look, guys, we know that
Baird fails every single time because he can't resist writing down the N word.
Yeah, he's like, well, I think that these grubs are. Don't. We're not calling them that anymore. Okay, we're calling them humanely challenged. Humanely, we're calling them
grubs.
They're grubs. Now look, we understand that we hate the enemy, right? But we don't actually hate them. It's important to remember that. Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure I do.
But they have their own families, their own little monster families, and their own wives.
The locust wife.
Yeah, the locust wife that they
holding a ticker, just like, got back safe.
I love my baby. Yeah, it's like, you mean the giant monsters that they chain down and rape? Like, I'm pretty sure.
I know you, berserker wife.
Hey, Kat, thanks for knocking over my coffee.
C doesn't mean I love you any less. Here's a pillow. I'm gonna smother you and then go to Silent Hill.
Cat knocked over my coffee and my sandwich.
No, your coffee sandwich.
My coffee sandwich. If you get up there and do it again, I'm going to turn you into a violin. Okay, good.
Are you start at the whiskers, or?
Yeah, it's like from the Tom and Jerry. They used to make tennis rackets out of sheep's gut, but then they call it cat's gut. Like, how weird is that? It's like, just call it sheep's gut. Why are you calling it cat's gut?
Well, people can understand, like, not feeling bad about a cat getting disemboweled than a sheep.
I don't know. I think I'd feel a little bit weirder about it. Okay. Let's go through the bonus rounds for silly questions, and then we're going to call it a night. All right. Every Gears looks like they bench 400 pounds, but they can't lift their emotional walls. I mean, Dom does cry.
Well, I mean, Marcus seems pretty distraught after he lost his brother today.
Yeah, I lost my. And then Dom cries in Gears of War 3. If you play the church level and you find the photograph of Dom and Maria and you shoot it, you'll hear Dom going, Maria. Yeah, I'm serious. You hear him crying.
That's fucked.
Okay, and then he also punches a car door to let everyone know he's very angry.
I'll punch up my wife.
Okay, imagine Gears safe mode. The Lancer shoots affirmations instead of bullets. Hey, you're trying your best. Hey, you're doing a good job.
Really
hey, keep it up. Hey, you look great. Hey, have you been working out? And then they compliment the Locust so much, they're like, I can't fight back. That guy just complimented me on my big pant. He complimented me on my boots, and I like these boots. Now you must fight them. You must.
When I mounted that cog really brutally, I ripped his leg off and shoved it up his ass, but I kind of felt bad because he called me a good person while I was doing it.
Be a good. He's like, hey, you're killing me really effectively right now. I just want to let you know that your brutality is tantamount to some kind of artwork.
Yeah, shock and awe, bro. Shove a boot up my ass.
Okay. Should you chainsaw through your trauma, not the Locust?
What if your trauma is the Locusts?
Can
you still chainsaw it then?
You see, I think there's just this implicit bias you have towards the Locust. I mean, what's so wrong about them? They're underground mutants that reproduce through rape. And, they kill and torture and eat humans, both men, women, and children, young or old. Where's all this hate coming from?
That.
After the Locusts get defeated in the war and then they start creating anime and manga, you're going to forget all that shit anyway. You're going to become a total Lokaboo. Be a total Lokaboo.
It's just the bug-eyed anime characters, except they all got dinosaur teeth.
You're gonna see people are like, look, dude, the light mass bombing on the fucking hive, that went way too far. Okay, like I understand that it's a war and that the Locusts did a lot of fun, but light mass bombing one of their civilian centers? Are you serious?
I mean, if the Locusts want to fight to the last man until all of humanity is dead, who are we to say otherwise?
Look, I just think that using a light mass bomb on a civilian, in Lokashima and in Lokashima, it's like that light mass bomb, Chairman Prescott, he didn't even really know what it was going to do. And it's like, you know how many tiny little locust babies?
You can't even keep a straight face.
They're so evil. It's like, can you imagine trying to be
locust baby? The first thing it does is bite off its mother's tit.
Yeah, could you imagine being like at the Nuremberg trial for the Locust, and you're trying to run defense for them? It's like, look,
like everybody's just looking at you funny while they have this muzzled fucking creature up on the stand.
Look, my client, Lieutenant Cockrip Destructor. Look, okay, he was just following orders. Now tell them.
I would like to make a motion to remove the muzzle from my client. It seems kind of inhumane. He devoured the hand of the security guard who brought him out here. You really want me to take the muzzle off? Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
I was just following order. I didn't know that's what we were doing. I was just trying to be a good soldier.
Okay, here's Cockrip Murder Deather next to a mass grave of children. What do you have to say for yourself for this? How do you explain yourself? Come on.
I was just doing what my commanding officer told me to do. They
Okay,
told me.
if you'll just take a look at Exhibit B, the second photo, this is him lifting a child from the body pit and devouring it. How you explain that?
He looks over at his CO, and his CO is just like, "What? Just fucking say you didn't do it."
Scourge is just sitting there in his pinstripe suit. He just shrugs out, just like, "Oh, fucking no! Why did you tell him something?"
Come on, just tell him that it's like we just got it was just if we didn't, we would have
He's got
died.
confused over there.
It got a little confused. You see, one day you're ripping off the limbs of somebody and beating them to death with their own limbs, and then the next you know is you've chainsawed a couple dozen people in half, and well, it's like we were just so upset with how we were treated after the light mass bombing. You mean the light mass bombing that occurred after Emergence Day, where you wiped out 80% of the population? Well,
We were provoked.
How?
All's fair in love and Gears of War.
Ah, you
Guilty.
little scamp. Ah, get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Come on. Okay,
Not
Scourge. You
guilty.
did it.
Just give him a noogie.
Yeah. Oh, you scamp. Yeah, and then all the locusts moved to Argentina. There's like this fucking Scourge.
There's like a black and white photo of a locust with a funny little mustache.
Scourge is
Argentina.
Scourge is like in a village, and like some kid is like, hey, Papa Scourge? Yes. What did you do before you moved here? I was a dentist. Really? Some people say that you fought in the war. No. It was never, no. No. That's just what, really? Because you look very scary and like you're a locust or something. We don't use that word.
You're racist.
We are racist. Racist.
Racist.
When's the last time you heard the wind say racist? Oh my god.
God damn it.
That's so funny.
I think that's a perfect place to end it.
Yeah, okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening to The Glitch Museum, episode
Hey, Jack.
3. What?
We passed the 3-hour mark.
No way. Are you serious?
Coming up, at least on the recording, it's coming up to 3:10.
Whoa! It's like every fucking episode. I really think that this episode went super well, too. We really kept with it.
Like,
We
honestly,
didn't
going in chronological order helped, plus vetting the questions before stream did as well.
Well, I think that we definitely were less funny. And fuck, I realized something.
What's that?
I didn't make my inside joke I always make. Marcus Phoenix has a nice tight ass. I've said tight ass in every episode before this, so I wanted to say it again. He has a nice tight ass, nice good figure, nice tight ass. Anya has a nice tight ass. Dude, I love Gears of War 3 has that tracking shot, and it's just Anya's ass walking. Oh my god, it's awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I miss butt cams. Give me back butt cams.
Yeah, they took the butt cams out of fucking Mass Effect 2.
I
I
don't
was like,
care if they make it equal opportunity butt cams. Give some cheesecake for the ladies, but I don't know. Give me a strawberry for me.
come on, man. You ever fucking play Warframe? The men in that game have some fucking shapely asses.
Not well, fucking. What's the wasp or wisp? There is literally a Warframe that you can get that is just a floating pair of hips and tits.
That's awesome. God damn
It's
it.
immaculate floating pair of hips and tits too.
Nice.
I haven't played Warframe in fucking forever. Thanks for making me want to go back and play that now.
Yeah, I can't wait to go and play Dark Sector.
Dark Sector 2.
Everyone said that everyone was like, oh yeah, that Warframe is just a sequel to Dark Sector. They're like, no, it's not. You're fucking stupid. That's not part of the lore. It's not canon.
They're
And then
literally called Tennos.
Warframe recently made like an update called Warframe 1999, which brings back the story from Dark Sector. And I was like, oh, look, I was fucking right for this whole entire time.
Yeah, everybody knows
You literally go
that
to
Dark Sector is
locations.
part of the universe.
you go to locations where the technosite virus has taken over, and it's called a dark sector.
Nice.
But people are like, and you get the glaive, and you can actually get Hayden Tino's outfit for the Excalibur from Dark Sector.
I know.
Oh, but
it's so cool.
But it's not a Dark Sector game. Anyway, okay, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This was the Glitch Museum, episode 3, Gears of War and Good Times. I am your titular co-host, Jack.
And I am, I guess you would consider the host for Red.
And thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you again next time.
Yeah, thanks to everybody who dropped on by. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.